Yes, yes, yes. Welcome, welcome, welcome to yet another stream. I hope everybody is well. Iskawarama, Dementin, Nabat Kurkina Ahato. So the weather. So what's everyone saying, man? What's everyone saying? Yeah, I just wanted to touch base, not let too much time go by before we touch base. As always, I'm trying my bestest to stream as often as I can. Um, Thing is, I'm finding that the Sunday restrictive schedule might be a little bit restricted. So maybe having sprinkled throughout the week when I can and when my temper permits it. That's what I'm thinking. So, anyways, just thinking out loud and sharing that with y'all. Cal Sodo, damn, got the notification and came here fast. That's what we need. Action. I'm good, Cal. Hope you're good too. Hope you're good too. As a matter of fact, I hope everyone is well. I hope everyone is well. Um, so also, today is June 26th. Happy Independence. Happy Independence. Um, I mean, this is also tomorrow is also the 27th of June, which is Djibouti's Independence Day. Donc, joyeuse journée d'indépendance, Djibouti. It's a good one accent, the Baldagon accent. Hope everybody stays safe here and back home. But yeah, so it's the 26th. So, it had me thinking a little bit, right? It had me thinking a little bit um, because I started, asking myself the question, what is independence, right? What is this, independence? He Abdi said, "Happy Independence, Happy Independence Day to you, Olalo. Happy Independence." But what is independence? Cow, so do. Good evening. What is independence? Um, uh, Happy Sunday. Yes, having a super lovely Sunday. Actually, it's super sunny. Makes me, it has the weather has the African vibes where I'm at. So I'm happy. Hope the same for you too, for you as well. So yeah, so it got me thinking about what is independence. What do we mean when we say independence? And are we as Somalis are we independent? You know. Uh, so these are the questions that kind of came to my mind, and I wanted to kind of. I've been noticing this, and like, yo, I've been noticing this in the past, 2, 3 years. I want to say that people are a lot more relaxed about even having the conversations. I'm talking about non-Muslims, ex-Muslims, and Muslims alike, actually, and I'm seeing more and more conversations happening. So I feel like I wanted to kind of touch upon this and use the very subtly aggressive words like avalanche of apostasy in the Somali community. So this is what I wanted to talk about today. Is the what seems like it's an avalanche because at first I remember I can actually distinctively remember when I hated Ayan Hirsi's guts. I remember that I can transport myself to that time. You know what I mean? Waxa iga fog maaha. Xasuus iga fog maaha. Like I can touch it. I can feel it. I remember disliking that woman. And in the time span that it took me to kind of come to my own conclusions and actually looking at her as what I mean, as like one of the first three Somali minds, to be honest. Right now, like doing that whole mental exercise, man, I've been seeing a lot more people being comfortable coming out, people being very, very cool to come out, right? Let me take a break here for a bit and say, hey, what's up, Somali Rose? What's up? What's up? Come on up, man. Come on up. So check your WhatsApp. All right. So yeah, so I wanted to talk about what independence, what does that mean? Somali Rosso Dewo, uh, Fun Funmilayo Onsula. Hey to you. Hey to you, Sodewo. Welcome, welcome. Um, so yeah, so I was asking myself, what does that mean, independence, and are we really independent as Somali people, right? So I wanted to broach on this and have a little bit of conversation, but first I wanted to um, I wanted to I wanted us to watch one of my favorite videos on YouTube, to be honest with you, which is my favorite chef, who's also Canadian. Um, uh, he's one of my favorite khutbats that he has given. I believe this was given in Turkey. Uh, Please, let's take a couple of minutes and listen to this for a little bit.
دراسات lagu sameeyay xaaladda muslimiinta khaasatan saddex group khaasatan Iiraanta iyo Afghanistanka iyo Soomaalida saddexda group lagu sameeyay waxa la soo ogaaday daraasad lagu sameeyay 2014 2017 2018 intaba waa lagu sameeyay daraasad waxa la yiri war meel walba waxa la leeyahay the fastest growing religion waa Islam diinta ugu tiranka badan waa Islaamka baa la yiri war imsa ka baxda diintan imsaana soo gasha maxaa u malaynaysaa waxay ku qiyaaseen marka ay barbar dhigeen Christianity marka waxay yiraahdeen 2014kii waxa ka baxay 23% ba ka baxay diintooda Christianity waxa ka baxay boqolkiiba 3 waxa uu soo hoyday soo galay oo soo noqday boqolkiiba 6% kuwaas waa u dhamaatay soo waxa uu leeyahay marka loo yimid muslimiinta imsa ka baxda baa la yiri diinta boqolkiiba waxa soo gala horta idinku bushaareynaya 3 boqolkiiba 3 baa soo gala boqolkiiba waxa ka baxa muslimiinta diinta waxa ka baxa 3 boqolkiiba akhrista stariska doona google garaya 2014kii caruurta muslimiinta ee youthka waliba dhalinyarada boqolkiiba 3 ma ka baxayay 2014kii way ku celiyeen 2017kii bay ku bilaabeen waxa ka baxay boqolkiiba 4 yani waxaan u jeednaa haday magaaladan 10,000 ay degan yihiin waa rubuc ba baxaya sanad walba waxa ka baxa diinta boqolkiiba 24% waa musiiba waxa ugu horeysa waa Iiraanta idin sheegay waxa ku xigay Pakistan Afghanistaniinta Soomaalida caruurtana waxa ka guuxaya shaki safar aanu galay aniga iyo dadka ducaad kale oo aanu Ingiriiska loogu tala galay waxaanu ka soo muxaadaraynay 7 magaalo waxa la isugu yimi waxaanu tagnay 17 markasna waanu tagnay taanu qura sidaan u dawaafir taanu qurana ka hadlaynay waxa weeye war caruurtan shakigu oo galay caankeebinu shakiga diinta uga saara waxaan idin sheegayaa kuwan gaaloobay diinta ka sii baxaya kuwa ka maqashaan CNN ama BBC-ga London media isgelgelinaya ma aha kuwa Canada ka dhageysataan CNN ama Fox News ee istogtooganaya ma aha kuwa diinta ka baxaya waa caruur markii hore masaajida lagu soo koriyay mar labaadkiina jaamacado la geliyay intii jaamacadda nukhbadii ugu wanaagsan jaamacadda ka soo baxday ayaa gaalowday kii wax dilay muu gaaloobin kii tuugaha muu gaaloobin kii khamriyaadka muu gaaloobin kii xumaaday si kale u xumaaday muu gaaloobin kii gaaloobay wuxuu noqday inankan iyo inantan jaamacadda galay
So there you go. I always laugh because that's a gem. That's a gem in the internet for me, as far as I'm concerned. You know what I mean? And also, yeah, Cal. Look, you said it depends on what diaspora country we're talking about. The UK has a lot of Somali Salafis, and the idea of Somali apostasy is still seen as something new. Yeah, no, Mididini, like that's of course, yeah, that is a good point. But I'm talking about just in general, like in general, right? Goku doesn't said there's a lot of closeted people because the community is very harsh. Yeah, true, true. That's very true as well. I have personally met. Oh, stay safe. And so that studio say, why did you have this program the same time as the Wa'i Kuris? Uh, uh, I don't know, man. I really did not know that there was something else going on. But it's all good. Uh, but no, it's all good. In general, there are much more. Yes. So yeah, essentially, it's something that I've been noticing in general, right? In general, that's what I've been noticing. Um, Goku Jasmine said, actually, Somalis are okay with Western lifestyle, etc. But once you mention you are not Muslim, no more. They get mad and react differently. Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that. I've seen that as well. So, yeah, sure, no problem, Somali Rose. Let me do that now. Okay, let me do that right now. Oh, there you go. So, come on up to have a convo. But I wanted to kind of give you guys some samples of what I've been seeing online, and maybe we can kind of go through it, right? My last week's or maybe a couple of weeks now, I hosted, had the pleasure of hosting Nagad, that I came across just a couple of weeks before that online, and yeah, and we had a great conversation. But this is the video that kind of brought me to her. This is the video that my algorithm gave me, and I wanted to kind of just show you guys a little bit of that video, just so you understand what I was seeing and how it came to be. So yeah, so this is the video that so I'm just not gonna go all the way in, but
Our
this.
traditions and learning more about the history of us. You know what I mean? I was born and raised Muslim, but I don't look at the impact that Islam has on my culture or my people in a negative way. Although it can be seen that way, I just choose not to because it's just part of our history. I see everything before that as well this in the same light. Like I see it as part of my history. It makes up who I am today. I don't seriously adopt it into my daily life only because not only did it already serve its purpose, it just to me like it doesn't make sense. Like I've evolved from organized religion. I'm not gonna go back into it and then convince myself of certain beliefs which I just don't find relevant or true today. But you'll see the more you watch the video. So like in the comments, I just want to make it clear, please respect my ancestors, my ancestral traditions, the same way you would expect anybody to respect your religious traditions or your cultural traditions or your ancestral traditions. The way you comment will represent your group at the end of the day. So let's just try to be nice.
So essentially, that's I like that part too when she's actually saying, hey, in the comment section, let's just, so basically that was a video she was talking about WAP and WAPism, and just going back to the ways of our ancestors. So that's what, Nagad, and I had the pleasure of having a conversation with her a couple of weeks back, and yeah, so that's, and this came up, and just, it was refreshing to hear another Somali voice basically speak her mind on what she says, and that's independence to me. Like, that's the independence. So Cal said, I love her. She spoke the truth in Twitter. Okay, in Twitter, couldn't believe it. The more Somalis we have like her, the more we can break away from the Arab mentality, the Ana Arab mentality. Yes, that's absolutely true, and actually come to who we are, come to who we actually are, and but yeah, like another one that I've been seeing, I saw another one, and it's just it's just interesting how these things kind of just After I see one, then two, three, then the algorithm almost knows. It seems like. So this is another one that I've seen. Let me see here, and it's interesting because I feel like once I've seen one, like I start seeing more and more, and I think yeah, here we go. Right. So that's another one that I've also seen. Well, Raya said I came from her. Actually, I'm guessing Nagad's channel. So glad I found this channel and finding Somalis who think like we're happy and glad to have found you as well, Raya. So do yeah, come welcome, welcome, welcome. Uh, okay, I didn't know. I don't have TikTok out, so I really don't know who's on TikTok and what's going on on TikTok. But yeah, so that's another one that I found. Her name is Nea, and she does like a lot of makeup stuff and things like that on YouTube. She's great, well spoken, and I felt that's independence, right? Like that's independence. Essentially, it's people, and I think I know what you mean, Coco Jasmine. It's just like the Western life is no problem until something is mentioned, right? Um, right. That's true. Western lifestyle is only haram jugra. Very well said, Cal. That is very, very true. So let me welcome in the one, the only Somali Rose. Mana makasha, mana makasha. Makal medira, makal medira.
But can you hear me? I can hear you clearly. Can you hear me? That's the
You're coming in. You're coming in very, very well.
okay,
Very well.
good. I'm
Yeah,
glad.
yeah,
How
yeah.
are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm glad. I'm good. Thank you so much. I was so happy when you told me about this Handijarkan, this topic because
Yeah.
it's dear to me, because I told you I've been living a very lonely life, a lonely murtad life before I met you.
Somebody,
Uh,
is your YouTube on, Somali Rose? Is your YouTube on? Because I'm getting an echo when I'm talking. Is the YouTube on? Maybe. Can we mute it or turn it off? Makal majira.
how about now? What's
I
happening?
think. Yeah. No, that's perfect. That's perfect. That's
Okay,
perfect.
good.
That's perfect. Yeah.
Probably.
So
Yeah, because I had to leave and come back. I'm not good at these things.
it's all good. It's good. Coco Jasmine is welcoming you, Somali Rose. Uh, so
Hello, hello, hello.
So what, I like how you responded though. You're like you ain't ready. They ain't ready one today.
They're
They're not
not. They
ready.
really are not because, like you said, the avalanche. Are they really ready for the avalanche? They're not. Like, can you imagine 25% of their children telling them, you know what, I'm not going to be part of this. Like,
Yeah.
I have a niece who just graduated from college, and at her graduation, they were telling her, now that you're a big girl, you're supposed to be hijab. Good you did that. She said, you know what? I don't really believe in all of that. And I was saying, she was like, you know they didn't really flip out, like, and they didn't go crazy. Like, I was so surprised how they were,
Hmm.
like, they took it easy. And my grandfather was like, yeah, it's all about what you believe. I was like, yeah, because I like trained them. Hello.
That's perfect.
Like,
That's
they've
perfect.
already had the first, type of
That's
sadma. Like,
perfect.
yeah, they
Yeah.
had the band-aid taken off by their daughter. Of course, if their grandchild says something, they'll be like a little bit like, oh yeah, if our daughter said that, our granddaughter definitely gonna say the same, right? So yeah, I'm happy that a lot of people are waking up,
Yeah.
and you know what the reason is, right?
What is it?
It's like, to me, it's like, people come outside. Somali kasobbihin, right? Before, it was like the things that we were taught was completely different than what we see. Like, oh, we were taught, oh, galo shadubhin waye, they're suffering, they're horrible people, and all these kind of, fataduk, we call fataduk, all the lies.
Fataduk, Fataduk, exactly. Yes.
All the lies, you know what I mean? They tell us, but, and then, it was a blessing and a curse in a way, that we all like migrated everywhere, right? Like, we've seen the
Yep.
truth. We've seen that this is not really the truth. Like, they're not really horrible people, and they're not miserable because they don't believe in Allah, right? They're
That is
fine
very true.
people. They're loving. Most of the people also help Grain. Like, the people that actually helped the Somali people were non-Muslim.
Facts.
Like, I remember migrating, and I'm like, okay, why are people not migrating to Saudi Arabia? Why are they not migrating to like all the Muslim countries? Why are they migrating to these sorry, like, non-Muslim countries? I didn't get it. And then finally I was like, you know what? They're not bad people. Let me not like can like think about. And then,
Prejudge.
I like I told you, I was raised in Saudi Arabia, so like, to me, like, non-Muslim were like the enemy, right? Like, you were like bred and born to think that way.
Hmm.
So yeah, like,
So,
that's what.
like, you know how you said that they're born enemy. Even as a child, you remember that there's an enemy, and the enemy is the non-Muslim, and it's like you don't even feel bad about it. It's weird, right? Like, you don't even feel bad about it. Like, I
Oh,
was thinking
absolutely.
about, yeah, because وحنا نقول يقدر خنزير كعنا وضد حنحن. Like, that's what you're so do خنزير كعنن right? That's one explanation. But the thing is, what you're telling the child is that anyone that is khanzir is bad. So you're kind of throwing enmity at others. Somatic. And that's the problem. That's why people just grow up with these hateful thoughts and just think nothing of it until the conversation comes up and that shit comes out. It's weird to see, man. It's very weird to see. So I know I've been seeing this all over the internet too, like on YouTube and like even Clubhouse. The conversations that are being had in Clubhouse now are so you know what I mean, like a little bit better. I think more in depth. You know what I mean, more interesting. It feels like because there isn't the whole. I'm sure the extremists are still there, obviously kicking people out of rooms and shit like that. But it's weird, man. I'm seeing a bit of a shift. I
Oh
don't
yeah, but
know.
look at this. Beside us knowing better that God doesn't equal evil, the second thing to me is because we're away from danger now. Yeah, we're not in
Yeah,
Somalia, we're not in Saudi Arabia, we're not in somewhere where Sankaduli, like, me, forcing us to
right.
hide and fear for our lives. We're somewhere outside, away from danger. And then the internet, it's another blessing and a curse. Like, it's type
Hmm.
that gave us like anonymity, right? So we
Yeah,
can actually express how we feel without like worrying and cut our heads, basically, right? So
yeah.
that's another thing for the Avalanche, to be honest,
Yeah.
right? The
So
internet. Yeah.
it's crazy how I'm seeing like all of these different things, right? And so I wanted to show you another one that I've actually encountered in the algorithm, the YouTube algorithm keeps throwing at me, right? So this is another, and we're gonna talk about why we're seeing more ladies than guys coming out. So just want to share this as well. Let's see this
So they basically know you're Al Kufar Al Kabir, yeah? They send
one.
all your people.
Maybe that's it.
You
That's
should
it.
just respect people, period. But as you guys know, I have a TikTok account, so you guys can follow down below if you want. But
yeah, I in other words explained my ankh. So obviously, me practicing daily rituals like meditating, eating clean, taking care of my inner being. Just, just okay. I'm back. I'm here basically just to speak about being Somali and being a spiritual being. So this is going to be a very controversial. I know for a fact a lot of people are going to say things. I'm going to probably get a lot of hate, etc. But um, I know there's some women out there as well that feel me. If that makes sense. That understand me and are also going through the same journey as I'm going through. So yeah, so I'm from Djibouti. Djibouti is a country. Somali is an ethnicity. So I'm of Somali ethnicity. And
Big up Djibouti.
yeah, I'm a spiritual being. So that even the word spiritual. So let me just explain.
Well, can I just say that you guys are like superior when
Yeah.
it comes to like free thinkers? Like most of the free thinkers I know from outside of Somalia, other their like background, how I like, either they're like Djibouti or Uganda
Oh,
or
you
whatever.
think so?
No, really, really, I have like most of the ones that are like that don't really think that they're the shackles. More is it because it's a bit casual, like it was Somalia before the war, maybe? Like you know what I mean? And you guys didn't
Yeah, maybe
infiltration.
that's
You guys
yeah,
didn't have
maybe.
the infiltration of like this Wahhabi thing where people just went crazy. You might have take, and then you guys had to like you didn't go through that, so maybe you guys were not. You guys have it probably because culturally was infiltrated, but it was
Yeah.
forced upon you like we were.
That's a good parallel to make actually. That's a really good parallel to make. And I don't know, maybe like the Somalis that are in Ethiopia, the Somalis that are in Kenya are forced to live with other religions, right? Whereas the Somalis in
And more
Somalia,
tolerant, absolutely. And then
ha,
how many religions Hamidir can just when it comes to military bases, how many millions of military bases you guys have, like in
a
Djibouti?
lot, a lot. You're welcome, little man. Welcome, bro. Can you hear
What
us?
up, Nomad? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you. How you doing, man?
Okay, okay. Now my phone's acting up. I don't know why. You kicked me out like 3 times now.
Oh, really, eh? Yeah, no, we can hear you,
Yeah,
man. You're coming in clean right now.
it's good. It's good now. Hi, Nomad. Hi, everyone.
Hey, what's up, man? So dude,
What's the topic today?
we're talking about the avalanche of apostasy in the Somali community. Is what we're talking
God
about.
damn.
Goddamn, Kala.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Now
Somali
I've been
roses.
welcomed everywhere except for a couple rooms, but I've been welcomed
Yeah,
everywhere. So
that's funny.
I think the
No,
Somalis are starting to get used to having different ideas. I'm gonna say.
you think so?
Yeah, man. I think Hada, like Somalia, kind of starting to open to different ideas. Before it was Galway and Murtad and take him out. Now it's like let's hear him out a little bit.
And also, you know what I was thinking too, Sharia law became something that's like such a turn off because especially when you come to the West and you see man law and you're like, wow, like how is God's law, yeah, ilahi law, go to be such cruel law that's not even humane, ما فهمت? And human can make a more humane law. So that's the fact that they came to the West, I think it opened their mind into, you know what? I don't really need to cut somebody's hand that's stolen. ما فهمت? I don't need to stone somebody because they slept with somebody. ما فهمت? And then now
Uh,
people are open minded. They're not like before, or like like the horses that have what do you call them with the that have the covers on the side, like literally where you
Yeah,
can't think of anything else and you can't have any other opinion, just one track
like
mind.
dogmatic.
Yeah, very dogmatic. This is it. Allah says it, even if it's against your sensibility and your morality. No, but Allah says it, so it must be right. And you're like, you know what? I think it's wrong, right? All them like what Shabab are doing, but Allah said it, so it's okay. Like even with the Prophet thing, you're like, you know what? I wouldn't do it, but the Prophet did it, so that's okay. So it's like it's a lot of battle, yani. When if you don't leave it, you'll be living in like two separate personalities. Like, you'll be like one human with two people living inside of them.
Nomad,
Yeah.
nomad. Imagine my friend left Islam, yeah, because I showed him your video on that Nigerian girl that got burned to death. I said to him,
Oh,
imagine in
damn.
central London. I said, imagine in central London, yeah, a woman's getting burnt in 2022 because of something she said on WhatsApp. He said, what are these people on? Like, he couldn't believe it. He's like, is that what's
Yeah.
happening in Nigeria? I said, yes. They only show you Lagos when they're advertising it, but they don't show you north of Nigeria. Go ahead.
Absolutely. And they just killed a whole bunch of people in a church as well, just not too long ago in Nigeria. So it's sad, man, what's happening over there. But I really believe that what's happening is basically people are just had enough, and they're basically just saying no, we got to talk about this. I was because here's the thing, and I think who said that? Yeah, Cal said that. Puts the believers between a rock and a hard place. And I was in a room. Okay, let me tell you guys this little short story. I was in a room the other day in Clubhouse, and our friend Lee Jama was talking with this girl that's Muslim, right? And then she said, "Oh, you guys, just since you left, you're depressed and you're not happy and blah blah blah." And then Lijama retort was, and it was very well asked, is like, "Do you think the mother that's losing her child because there's no water or food, do you think she's happy?" And she's Muslim. Like, "Oh, you're the Somaliye, the Oye se behofise mehedi kudul de manayo. Do you think she's happy?" And the girl had to literally say yes. Like it's that like the Muslim girl actually had to say yes, she's happier than you because she's forced to. You understand? He said, "Marka ilmayaro bحط ضي دبعتونا or انتهى or like that's hungry and starving and about to die. That child, as long as he has Islam, you think they're happier than me that's eating when I want, rested and all that. You think they're happier?" She had to say yes. So this is the mental elasticity that's required in order to hold this belief. So yeah, I wanted to tell you guys that because you're absolutely right, Cal. It really puts the believer between a rock and a hard place, and it's unbelievable, man. So that's the video that I was showing you guys. I want to basically show the beginning of it and how it started because it was really interesting. So please watch this with me. And this one was another one that the algorithm has fed me. And yeah, that definitely is showing that there's a lot more people, a lot more Somali people at least that I'm noticing in the internet sphere.
But it's
Yeah.
not compatible to our religion. I mean, our culture. Well, okay, no, it's not compatible to who we
No, it's
are
not.
as people, our culture, the limo. We're funny people.
Yeah,
Or we don't discriminate male and female. We don't have
exactly.
superiority. The man is a superior to feel like we don't have that. Like it
Uh,
doesn't go. That's why everywhere, Arab to Islam, where it's not Arab, it really destroys them from the inside out because it is not something that they're okay with. It really
Absolutely.
destroys them from the inside out. But yeah, man, I'm glad that people are coming out. And
Mhm.
yes, they're gonna get a lot of backlash and a lot of negative whatever feedback. But like they're gonna be the martyrs because within a generation or two, this will be obsolete. Like we're not gonna have somebody that's gonna have a problem. "Somali mata galma." Like we're not gonna have anybody saying that.
Yes,
Oh, it'll
that's
be like,
true.
"Oh, Somali mata adi." It'll be like a regular day, you know.
That's it.
But eventually they'll normalize it.
And that's the goal, right? That's the goal is to
Absolutely.
normalize it. Yeah. So let's watch just the beginning of this. Won't be too long.
Welcome back to my channel. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit nervous making this video. It is a little bit on the controversial side, but before I get into it, I do want to put some disclaimers. I am aware that this is a controversial video, so I don't mean any ill intent. I'm just talking about my own personal experiences. This was a requested video, okay? Because I know a lot of people are gonna be like, why, who the fuck asked? Like, we don't care, we don't care. Oh, why am I so nervous? Watch this with an open mind, okay? Because I'm only talking about my own experiences. I don't want people to get offended. But yeah, That's all of this disclaimers from me. Okay, so before I actually start with the questions that people asked me, I just want to talk a little bit about why I'm making this video. Basically, about over a week now, I'd say maybe even close to 2 weeks now, I made a video, completely random. Completely random video, okay? It's got nothing to do with what we're talking about today. Somebody commented this comment, to which I made a video response to saying that I'm not a Muslim. Now, the reason why I felt like I needed to make a video response saying that is because the past 2 years that I've been on social media, the question of my religion has been almost daily question. Like, I get it all the time. People always ask me, are you Muslim, or are you, like, what's your religion? You know, because I'm Somali, I think people kind of automatically assume that I'm a Muslim. So that's why I felt like I needed to make a video, but I didn't think that it was gonna cause the reaction that it did. So I'll show you some of the comments that I got. I got a lot of harassment, I've got a lot of bullying from it. Overall, yeah, it's not been the greatest reaction.
So yeah. So what do you think of that? And that's her name is Naya, and she's I've spoken to her actually. I reached out to her, and I'm hoping to have her on to come over for a conversation soon. She's a Somali woman from the UK, and yeah, just because she posted on TikTok, and it's sense of entitlement that cracks me up, right? It's the sense of entitlement. Just because she's Somali, they're putting this label on her, even though so they're forcing her to say it. You know what I mean? Like, no, she didn't ask anybody. She was just going about her life.
No, but they're assumed, right? Remember how those
Ha.
people that used to say in clubhouse, "Oh, you're not Muslim, then you can't be Somali." Like because especially the new generation, because they've never since the war, they don't know anything else or any other identity than Muslim, right? Oh, Muslim, Muslim.
Yeah.
So they don't know the difference. Like you can be Somali and not Muslim. There's other people, you could be wherever you want to mankind. So I do understand, but you have to understand that there is a lot of stuff that people or to they have to deal with. Yeah, like you have to deal with guilt, fear, shame, isolation. So on top of all of that, like people instead of like saying, I'm thinking this person is going through their own thing. Yeah, I mean
Hmm.
the fact that they come at you on like on social media, it's like very it's I don't know, it's disgusting to me. Can you imagine? I don't know. I just craziness why I don't know.
So it's completely random. She's posting this on TikTok and it's just going about her life. And they impose the label on her. Not only do they impose the law on her, they tell her how to act accordingly. Like, this is how possessive it is. You know what I mean?
Don't they do that every day though? Have the For example, you'll see
Facts.
very Somali women or very smart and much like they're wearing their hijab, they're like everything, and then you'll see a little bit of hair sticking out, right? Or God forbid her shirt is a little tight or her skirt is showing a bit of her foot, right? The
End of the
whole
world.
comment, it's never about like what she did, what type of like resources or what time of like whatever it is that she's bringing to the table. It's never about that. It's oh ilahi ka'ab, so your hair is showing, ilahi ka'ab, so your foot is showing, ilahi ka'ab, so your ankle is showing, your dress is too tight. Like when you look at the comments, it's like they're not even listening to the message. Even she
No.
could be talking about child abuse and how to prevent it. She could be talking about like diseases and how to prevent it. She could be a doctor talking about diseases, and all they talk about is like your hair is showing, or your foot is showing, or your arm is showing.
Your
No,
ankle.
it's
Yeah.
sad. Yeah, and they come from a very very low vibration. But
But look at this. Yeah, look at this, Somali world. Look at this comment. Somali warrior. You guys are disgusting. Why would you teach these nonsense after Somali Minds? Okay, what nonsense is he talking about? I don't know. Or are they talking about? I don't know. But thank you, Coco Jasmine. She said, teach what? LOL. We are sensible adults having adult conversations and here to share knowledge and experiences. Like, what is that so hard? Like, do you see how the people that have elevated themselves out of ideology such as Islam, this is how they answer. And like, isn't it just by these comments of these just these simple comments, you can see what the brain is doing to to our Somali people. what Islam is doing to our Somali people's brain.
But I get
Because
compassion. Like I actually feel sorry for them now. Like I feel compassion
me
because
too.
children, mujida, like we go a lot through a lot of abuse until you heal the inner child. Mujida, you can never walk away from this religion because it has this great hold on you. Because can you imagine, since you were born, God is gonna burn you if you don't praise. You're gonna burn in hell. They tell you how and what kind of skin, what, like, you know how it is, like
So
detail.
it's fear. Yeah, it
Like
injects
I'm talking
pure
about like
fear.
worst, yeah, any fear you could ever think of, and then until you heal that, how are you gonna you're gonna just walk around life scared for the rest of your life, just that fear, operating from fear. So how are you gonna create? How are you gonna grow? How are you gonna learn? Wow, you're basically in shackles.
Yes, both spiritually and actually physically. Go ahead, little man. You want to say something?
No, no. To me, it's more like abuse. It's like saying, why are you talking about, or like basically, why are you preventing other people from being abused? Let them be abused. That's what she's really saying.
That's very true, and I really want to touch upon the fact that it's fear, because fear, right? Which is really, really, what you call it, false evidence appearing real. That fear that has a grip on our people's psyche makes people make comments like these. Somali warrior says, "This is heartbreaking." Yani, he doesn't even know us. Heartbreaking. How can you guys talk like this? Please stop this.
Now
Please
tell him to jump
realize.
on. Tell him,
No, no.
Wallah, jump on and let us know how you feel. We want to know. We want to
Yeah,
understand you.
yeah.
Jump on and let us know. Like, give us your point of view. We don't want to be a what do they call it? Chamber head on
Echo chamber.
something chamber,
Yeah.
echo chamber. We don't want to be echo chamber. We want to hear your view. We want to challenge it, challenge us.
Yeah. So I think your phone is acting up a little bit. But yeah, so my worry is like, this is heartbreaking. How can you guys talk like this? Please stop this. Please realize that this person has the ability to switch off and go somewhere else.
But
So
he's
it's not
scared though. He's scared.
ha. So it's the fear within this person that's making them speak like this. Honestly, if you didn't understand the Quran, why not seek knowledge instead of speaking ill like this? As if he knows or they know more about the Quran than we do. As if we haven't already done that. So it's the fear that's making this person yo, stop this, like plugging their ear, their fingers in their ear. It's fear that makes them act like this. Yo, little man, you're having issues with your connection, bro. What's going on?
Yeah, wallahi, I don't know what's going on. I need to fix it. I'll fix it tomorrow, but I don't know what's
By the
going on. But
by
I'll try
by
and
the
keep coming on.
okay,
Go
no
ahead.
problem, no problem. By the way, the new one is no longer wallahi, right? Like from now on, we gotta say you know
Oh,
wallahi.
oh, will walk.
No, no,
All right,
no,
listen.
wallahi,
Nomad,
okay.
I have beef with you as well. You
Oh
said,
damn.
no, it's a light beef, but the beef is wahatri Somali nimo till I demo. I know
Right.
you to say Somali nimo to we demo, not till I demo. But go ahead.
I sit corrected, sir. I will change that right now. As a matter of fact,
To we
see,
demo, so the youngers understand that it's we, not I.
uh, but yo, that's what I have. Check it out. If you're about Somali Nimo till we demo, why you? What is this?
There you go.
I got receipts, son. I got receipts. I would like for
Yeah,
you
man.
to retract your sentiment, please.
Yeah, sorry. Well, okay, jump on. Let us know why you feel that way. Let us know why you believe that we're misguided. Whatever you believe, Somali warrior, please jump on Wallah.
But
Ah, so the
little man,
yeah.
in their defense though, the new generation, they have no idea. They don't know what's in the Quran. The only things that they told them is the little cute stuff, do good and be good and don't gossip and don't be good to your neighbors, like the good stuff. They don't talk about, like, all this. Like most of the things when I talk about it, well, they just go like. Wallah, yeah, they say, oh,
Yo, yo, but yo, let's make this what let's make this viral. Let's make this word go viral. Wallahi.
wallah,
It's
yeah.
it's a simple cue introduced in the middle of a wallahi, and it's very subtle. I think it's a subtle change. So let's. let's make this go viral. But you
Abs-
know what? I want to talk to also Michael. I want to play because you know the people leaving Somali Islam Katigasa, they're not just becoming what do you call it, free spirited, or African spirituality or anything like that, but there's a good movement actually going from Islam to Christianity as well. This girl, her name is Shamsi, I think. Yeah, Shamsi. And listen with me because she is. We'll just do a couple of minutes of her.
like 2 hours long. It's such a long story. So I'll have other links and other places where you can listen to the story. My husband and I actually started a podcast, which I will link in the description box. And if you're to this video today, I really hope that this video inspires you, blesses you, speaks to you in any way. I'm going to be sharing my story with you guys today about my testimony and just my spiritual journey, coming from Islam and accepting Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior in my heart and in my life. And I just want to share with you guys, yeah, that story and that process. I'm going to try to not talk so slow through all of the details, because I don't want this.
So yeah, so this is for people also going from Islam to Christianity. I'll link her channel. I'll link her channel. Yeah, give me a second. I'll link her
Wow,
channel.
you can recommend it all your people in your tribe, eh?
Yeah, I'm saying, man. But what I'm saying is, we gotta be able to, we gotta be able to actually, network.
Yeah, we need to
And,
have our own
uh, uh,
yeah, we
ex-
need our own conference for real because
yeah, we
we're,
need to.
we're under a lot of abuse and a lot of scrutiny and a lot of this is like against um civil rights mukta because
Yeah,
imagine how many children are like under the parents and they know they're wrong or look abuse and they beat them up and they can't do anything and they have nowhere to go and they don't have any confident nowhere to speak to nobody to kind of make like sense of what's going on because they know you know how it was when you were a kid like what's going
oh,
on you're
100%,
not supposed to
100%.
you're not allowed to talk but
Oh,
now
100%.
like and because of our community makabno, we don't have a place like that we don't have a place where young people can come and ask questions because I believe that if these questions were answered when 7 and 8 and 9 I would have left by the time I was 9.5 like trust me
Yeah, it wouldn't have taken that long. It wouldn't have
it would
taken
have
that
taken that long if I
long.
was
Oh, Somali Rose, guess who's sending us his Hassan from Arabic translated memes? Says big hellos from the Arabic translated memes. Big ups to you, Hassan.
Yeah, it
Big
wouldn't
ups
have
to
taken
you.
this long, Mark, because we don't get the questions answered. It's like every time we have questions, it's like, oh, astaghfirullah, no, no, don't say that. And then either you shut your brain down or somebody else will shut it down for you, right?
Oh, exactly, right? Exactly. So that's the thing that's really really interesting to me. Filmatic Media says first time catching a live of Somali Minds. Hey man, big ups and welcome to the pitch, welcome to the stream. I mean, Kaden said always enjoy your podcast. Hope your channel continues to grow. Hey man, it's as long as I make one person find value in it, that's all that matters, man. So we're gonna keep going. But yeah, so this avalanche I want to talk about is one thing I wanted to talk to you about, Somali Rose, is what why are we only seeing women, Somali women? Where are the Somali men
Uh,
exactly?
like, okay,
Let's discuss.
let's discuss. But like I see it, it's like the sun. Like it's like white privilege. Do you think a white person would leave white privilege to be a black person? No. A Muslim man has great benefit when he's Muslim. Am I lying? He gets to be superior to a
Facts.
whole different sect of people or equal. Ali, guess what? Even if you are the bummest bum on earth, there is another woman that's underneath you. So to me, I'm
It's an
thinking,
automatic big up. It's an automatic big up.
no, but honestly though, if I'm thinking, if I'm a man, like why would I even want to like utter it? Even if I feel it in my heart, right? I would want a woman that believes that she's less than me. I want a woman that believes she was meant to serve me. I want a woman that believes she's beneath me. ما فهمت.
No, absolutely. What Fahmi. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's
So
because
how you
you
gonna
say it.
you benefiting from? It's like saying, oh, a white person will say, oh, I don't want to, let me give away my white privilege. White people won't never give away their white privilege, and Somali man would never give away his a Muslim privilege.
Well, let us say not all Somali man.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yes. But the
No. It's all
story you
good.
told me, though, remember the story you told me about there's some men that you know that are not even remotely Muslim or not even culturally Ma'arifah, and
Uh,
they said that, we like it that way.
yeah, because they're winning in that. You know what I mean? And like Arabic translated meme says, incels will always find home in Islam. That's the truth.
Absolutely.
That guy, man. That guy has a way with words.
You know, in the head, yes,
Yeah.
nailed.
It's crazy. Hey, I'm gonna let me let's see if Arabic translated meme if you're able to come join us and have a little laugh with us. Come on up, and there's the link if you're able to.
You know,
Yeah,
that's so true. That nobody has ever like got the link between, because the femicide is actually great in the Muslim community, and it's actually not even frowned upon. Like, the like killing, honor killing, and all that. So
yeah,
it could be like, you never know. Nobody's ever done any research about it, to be honest. But yeah,
yeah. It was just a kind of like who is the most famous Somali apostate? I don't know anyone bigger than Ayan Hissi Ali personally. So
Yeah,
that's one of
Siad Barre, well, secretly.
them. I guess I guess that's true.
it
The
was
clue is
yeah.
when he started killing the sheikhs. That's the clue. Yeah. So maybe that's a good point, little man. Maybe he was. We don't know, right?
Maybe
Um,
that's why they hated him and wanted him dead, low key.
I
yeah,
think I think most politicians know. Obviously, to play the game, you have to act a certain way.
I read some. Well, I mean, if you're a politician, though, like sometimes politicians use the religion as a tool as well. Don't forget, they don't need to necessarily believe in it. They see the tool in it. You know what I mean? But Carl says a lot of Somali women believe in the Kontonle myth. What's the Kontonle myth? You guys know?
No.
Kontonle myth. Do you guys?
Oh, 50-50. يعني they believe that they're
اه
half.
كنت لي sorry انا صحنويلي كنت لي ها اغلو
Yeah, I've
اغلو
heard that
عود ناقص اغلو
PhD
ناقص با
candidate. Yeah. I was in Somalia like 2017, and a PhD candidate was telling me, "قلت لها." I'm like, what does that even mean? Like, how you consider yourself less than a man? You're you're a smart doctor, and you're talking about a man is ما أبغى إلها ساسيري. I'm like, what? Does that even make any sense?
it's hilarious, but you know what's happening right now is that you can no longer lie to anyone. The information is just available.
But yeah, there's another thing too. You said why only women, but we're incarnated as women when you're like in a higher state. So women are already like, in a higher state of consciousness when they come around this time anyway. So, you don't come a woman when you're a first time around. So I think there's
That is a very interesting theory that we're gonna want to hear more about. Somali Rose, did you cook that up, or is that a thing?
pardon? Is that what?
Is that a thing, or you cook that up?
No, it's a fact. You don't reincarnate as a woman with the first time. There's a lot of wisdom in women, like
Of
spiritual,
course,
like
yeah.
that is the closest to the creator than anybody else.
Well,
So
that's the only thing we see creating in this world as well, right?
absolutely. So there's a lot of wisdom, and men are a bit intimidated in actually being in touch with their spirituality, and you never like hardly you'll see. I'm not saying all, but because the world is created for them, they don't see the need to question like their place in life. My family, to me, that's what
Mhm.
I'm thinking. Why
Do
would
you
you
think?
everything
Yeah, but
for you? My family.
mhm.
So usually, like, like adversity like makes people like really makes people really grow spiritually and all kinds of stuff, you know what I mean? So I
Yeah,
think you have
yeah.
less to worry about when you are born a man in this world than when you're born a woman.
True. So, and that was one of the things that that I thought about. Why was I seeing a lot more Somali women coming out as apostates and things like that? And it deemed to me like I'm like, well, they're oppressed by it. So obviously, the segment of the population that's the most oppressed by it will be among the first to actually revolt against it, or you know what I mean. That's what I think anyway. So you basically
Exactly.
said the
It's
same
like
thing, but
segregation. Remember segregation? White people are like, what's wrong with segregation? I'd be like, what do you
Guys, did you guys see the video? I think it was in Somaliland, and there was a girl from Europe or America. Obviously, she was wearing the trousers, which she would normally do in Europe countries or America. And the
oh yeah,
even though she was wearing a hijab and everything, the whole town was onto her. Did you guys see that?
mean?
yeah, I saw that. That was a bit not a high not a high point, not a high point. Like everything that's going on, a woman wearing trousers is stopping the show. Like we gotta get more mature as a people, man. Like
Wait. No, no, man. The point I'm trying to make is there was a kid or someone that got killed in a school who got shot head first, and then there's a girl that's wearing the trousers, and then they wanna like I don't even get like I don't get how they're like Somaliland's moving forward, Somaliland's doing this, Somaliland's doing that.
that's how indoctrination works, though. I mean, and it's not even about just Somaliland. I think it's about Somali people as a whole, right? And it's just the indoctrination. That's how deep it is, bro, and that's how deep it's in there, right? So that it's entrenched into it. So something like that, they can all be self-righteous about. Someone killing someone else because of XY reason, they don't feel like they can be self-righteous about it. And that's another thing, right? Like when a lot of people read the Quran, or a lot of Muslims at least read the Quran, they will find context when things are clashing with the norms of today. But no one ever asks for context to say, hey, God is one. Like nobody asks like "Wallah ahad." Can we have a context? Like nobody ever talks about that because there's no need to explain that. When they say don't eat pigs, or khanzir kiss kedaya, they don't really need to, because that's not going against anything. But when you say, yo, you gotta beat your wife, you have to have a context because it goes against the norms of today. You know what I mean? And that's how it goes usually. That's how it goes usually. And everybody's just playing it. And my point is, and my question is this willful? Is this something that that's what we want to really be like? Marhumba in Nagata Hai, so what is That's the thing. Livan just posted a comment and said, just came across this
Yeah,
channel.
big up
Yeah,
Levan from
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Big
Levan,
ups,
innit?
Livan. Yeah, I just came across this channel. I myself became an atheist 6 months ago. It's hard, but once you see through the lies of Islam, it's impossible to remain a Muslim. Yes. Excuse me. And there shouldn't be any shame or any craziness attached to that. These are thinking people coming to their own conclusions. Why must it be that I have to come to the same conclusion as you? You know what I mean? Like this. I'm not even trying to tell people to leave Islam just because I left it. That's not my point. My point is, why can we not see that there's something bigger than that, and you're entitled to your thinking and religion. Like as Somalis, we can all be working with each other. And I've always said, when we were listening to Saeed Ragi at the beginning of the stream, he says the people leaving, they're not the ones that are killing each other. They're not the ones stabbing each other or doing craziness. It's the ones that went to, that actually learned about the religion and went to like higher educations and things like that. So this is the cream of the crop. The cream of the crop of the Somali, like such as Livan here, are leaving. Are we to say, okay, well, screw them? They no longer want it in our community. Our community needs them. Like it's like we're
We can't
shooting
afford
ourselves in the foot.
to. We can't
We
afford to.
can't. We simply can't afford to let anybody
Basically,
go.
we don't like critical thinkers. Somalida, anytime you critically think, you're out of the Somali family, mate.
No, but isn't
It's herd
Islam that
mentality only.
isn't Islam that way to conform and be part of the Hajj group and only care about what the group think of you? You basically have no self identity, no self esteem. It's all about the group and what the group is wants you to be. Like literally,
Exactly.
I found out.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Is the group that I want to welcome Hassan from Arabic Translated Meme. Welcome to the stream, my brother.
Ahlan,
How are you?
ahlan. I'm
Ahlan.
very good. Very good. Lovely to hear your voices, guys. Yeah.
Great to hear you too, my bro. It's great to hear you.
I love
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, Arabic.
Hi. Somali Rose, lovely to hear you as well. I love the topic, the avalanche.
Yeah, you like
It
that, huh?
we didn't come up with that. That was actually a
Nope.
statement, yeah, by a very respected sheikh who said the avalanche is coming, and it was featured
Yep.
a lot. Yes, the theory of incel. I wanted just to quickly, briefly, because I mentioned you said come on and talk about it. I do feel there's always going to be place for men in Islam because of how it dominates over women, and incel, this new term now we know that men who can't in the normal world meet someone either because of lack of communication skills of confidence, they're always going to find a home in Islam, and that's going to be the biggest challenge. So having women come out as ex-Muslims is actually brilliant.
Right, but that's the question I was asking because I'm seeing a lot more Somali women being upfront about it than Somali men.
Yeah.
And that's interesting. And you're basically saying even as a Somali ex-Muslim man, there's
Mm,
still no real thing pushing you out. There's
no.
no real, yeah. But for a Somali woman, there is a lot of things pushing her. Right? There's a lot of pressure.
No, but she has to physically change. She can't wear the hijab and do the same thing she was doing, right? So she has to physically change. The the,
Yes.
Yes.
the non-Muslim man, from the man when he becomes ex-Muslim, there's nothing physically he has to change. Of course, the first thing they're gonna ask her, "Where's your hijab, lady? Why aren't you staying at home, lady? Why aren't you like obeying
Yeah.
doing all that stuff?" So
Yeah.
they have to like face the music more than like how you or anybody ex-Muslim, nobody would know. Like even if you did, like no one would see the changes. But a Muslim physically has to change, right?
I agree. I agree. I have so many of my followers who, when they ask to follow me initially, I'm like, "Why do you want to follow me?" Because there's a full hijab or even niqab face, and it's not that they're pretending. This is their profile photos, and it's women who are stuck in. They have left Islam, but they can't uh, uh, present that because that'll put them in a lot of trouble. And unfortunately, it is one of these biggest challenges we need to overcome to help women to be more open, and they get under a lot more what say revengeful comments and attack, like infidel noodle, the kind of hate messages she gets. Holy humanist, very famous, also
Yeah, Nuria.
YouTuber, Nuria, she gets so much, we call it love, they call it love messages, but they're not love at all. Yeah.
Love
And
letters, yes.
yes, females get a lot worse than male. So we have this balance is very difficult, where there's no big incentive for Muslim men in general to question their belief because it gives them so much privileges, and if female women come out of Islam and talk openly about it, they get into a lot of more they get a lot more aggression from their community. But it is, you have to go back to the story of Khadija, and this has always been my challenge for anyone who says Islam actually is feminist and Islam has helped so many women, and so on, is that we know that Khadija before Islam was an independent businesswoman. We know that she was rich. She had the biggest camel convoy that used to go to Syria and Palestine. We know that she married two men, and when they died, she inherited everything. Otherwise, she wouldn't have had all that wealth. And she had male children. We know that she did not require a guardian to marry Muhammad. Muhammad was required to have a guardian to marry her, and Muhammad was her employee. So, you know, this blows out the whole concept that Islam came to treasure women. The reality in the end is that Muhammad was probably, I know this is quite controversial, but when you look at his character, he was probably what we define now as incel. He was very late. He was approached by a woman older than him. He didn't do the first move. And when he got in power, he married what we know up to 10 women. At Khadija will be 11. So he turned Islam to the version that he would have wanted in the beginning, which are men are dominant, men are in control, and it leaves very little incentive for male people, male men to leave Islam, but have no what you call don't lose faith in humanity. I'm a man. I left Islam. Free Somali is also a man. We sometime morality will surface.
Absolutely. No, that's true. I had a thought while you were talking about, and I never thought of that. But it's like, let's say there's a woman, she
Hmm.
lives in a community where she's a niqabi, right?
Hmm.
Not just hijabi, but niqabi.
Hmm.
If she changes her religion and she apostatizes,
Hmm.
she is physically needing to reveal that. Otherwise, it stay under wraps, right?
Hmm.
Physically and figuratively as well.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, if you're truly a niqabi, in the sense that you believe in it and all that good stuff, right? You understand that you're basically erasing yourself because your aura is fitna, right? Like your
Yeah.
actual sight is a test and it's not to be seen, right?
Hmm.
So you wouldn't have any you would actually believe that as a real thing. So
Yeah.
why, and this is like I think I've seen this in memes, even one of your memes, Hassan, I've seen it. Is one a niqabi woman. I always found this concept very interesting and intriguing, besides being funny. A niqabi woman taking a picture.
Yeah. Yeah.
I never understood why would you want a picture if you're erasing yourself already.
It's the sad reality, isn't it? Is that
But
they
to
want
connect
to
those
be
two
seen.
things, Hassan, yeah, just to
Yeah.
connect those two things, Hassan, I'm thinking, and here's my theory, and you guys tell me what you think. All niqabi women that take pictures have apostatized, and they just can't come out of under the wraps. That's the theory I'm pushing forward. What do you guys
I'm not
think?
I'm not sure about that.
Okay,
No, no, I've
yeah,
actually met on Clubhouse few that had to live in that lifestyle, and she's like, "Well, what am I gonna do? Like, if I go, even if I think about taking my hijab off, and she's not even niqab, she just her family are really strict with it, right? And she's like, I can't, I just have to wear it, even though I don't fast, I don't do none of that. I just because I know that I will never be able to live, right? And a lot of
Mm,
people are getting beat up, especially as children, to wear that. I see a lot of kids, wear it when they come from home, and then when they go to school, they take it off. So that's where that thing come from, we call it what was it? Transformers, right? Everybody has to like
yeah.
yeah.
lifestyles, like one lifestyle that with your family and then one lifestyle with your friends and stuff. Because I mean, what they're saying is like you want to obey them because you feel like you're going to hell, but you want to do what you want to do. So a lot of women are just really wearing it for the family. They're not doing it for religious reasons because who would really want to? In the West, I see like the other day was so hot, right? And then I went to Walmart and I saw this lady so miserable. I could tell that she was so miserable. She's wearing like black abaya and then on top of that, like long ass, like skirt and a long ass. Like I was like, what are you doing? Like, who are you really doing this for? Like, I don't get all that abuse and all that. Like, some of them are not really happy. But when you ask them, they say, oh no, I'm doing it for myself. I'm doing it for God. And when you ask them, then if you take it off, what's going to happen?
Almost as a script that they go over.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But like, I think I saw it in a meme too, where it says, "What's gonna happen if yeah, my husband will leave me, my parents will beat me, but this will hit him, and this, da, da, da. I'm
Yeah.
gonna be on,
Rosa,
yeah,
do you think Islam would survive in Somalia if people are allowed to choose what they want?
absolutely not. Even
Yeah.
the guy from the Brotherhood, the head of the Brotherhood said it already. He said if it wasn't for the apostasy law, where you actually scared of getting killed. Islam, he said, would have been gone a long time ago. It wouldn't been this many
Yeah,
people.
that was Qardawi, I think. It was Qardawi, I
Yeah,
think.
Yeah,
of Egypt.
he said it straight up. He said, if it wasn't for this, people would have left. And I've asked a lot of people on Clubhouse in rooms, people that speak Arabic, because I used to think the reason Somali people are still in it because they don't know what's in the book because they don't speak Arabic, right? They don't know
Mm.
what the hell is in the book. But I was like, I asked some Arab speaking people, I said, why are you guys in it? And they said straight up, like the only time we can speak is because we're out. We're in it because our family are in it and we're scared to come out. That's it.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. It's
What,
true.
what are the reasons? What are the prime reasons why people are scared? Is it that their family will leave them? Because for me, that was the prime reason. Like, I wanted to still have
No
relations with
one
my
wants
family
to
because
be
I love them.
abandoned. No, I'm saying, but who wants to be abandoned by their family and you know and shunned by their friends and everybody in the community? Nobody want to be alone, right?
I mean, Islam's rules on apostasy are not disputed. All four Sunni schools and the one Shia school all agree. It's execution within 3 days. Some will give you a time to repent, some they don't. And then the pressure also on the family. I mean, it doesn't give you even a place to hide at home. So if you have a really nice family, they'll try to protect you and say, okay, go back to Islam and we won't tell anyone. That's almost the if they do that, they're actually better than Islam, and that's really the fact. And the pressure that puts many people under Islam to conform. If yeah, I mean, it's if the apostasies were not so harsh, Islam would have died. Islam without lies dies, as Christian Press would say. If they allow this descent, and it's happening. So I'd like the title today, and I'm just going to make this last point because I have to go back. Uh, the avalanche is coming, and it's not just a statement. I'm actually been tracking the numbers of subscribers, the numbers of accounts, and is doubling every 2 years. So we are on track to continue to expand. This is the right movement. This we need to keep pushing for it. And from one year to another, it's going to get better and better. And we are pushing the boundaries. Even in this talk, we're pushing the boundaries. On my page today, I had 2 messages of people who have now admitted they left Islam. So it's moving. And I want everyone to be very positive about that. It's a positive move that hopefully will improve things for all of us, including those who are stuck in countries where they can't openly express their lack of faith.
That's it. So we're speaking for the voiceless and the ones that cannot speak. So
Absolutely. And then have you noticed that the ones the most of the apostasy happening in countries where they have the for basically like Al Shabaab, Boko Haram, the Taliban, because it's most of the people and even Iran, like anybody, the Ayatollah people and all that. Because you know when they put you through the grinder, you see Islam what it really is, what fundamental Islam is, and then you're like, oh, okay, well, this religion is not as peaceful as they say, right? So in a way, it's like a blessing and a curse for Somalia to have Al Shabaab, right? Before I used to look at it as an awful thing, but now they're a blessing. Everything when you look at it, it could be a blessing if you look at it in the right way, because now people are seeing what Islam is really about, to be honest.
True. I mean, you don't, and ISIS was a big eye opener because every time they were doing anything from selling slave Yazidi women, they were referring to Quranic verses 424 and others. They were, whenever they were executing, they were referring to specific verses in the Quran and the Hadith and numbering the Hadith. So they couldn't escape it, really. People couldn't, just simply say, oh, they don't represent Islam. This was just rubbish. And people are questioning a lot more than before. The avalanche is coming, but we need to be wary because this avalanche has happened before. I'm just giving you a bit of historic from my background. I don't know if your viewers know I'm a university lecturer and researcher. So we had an avalanche before in the 60s. when the man landed on the moon. It shook the Middle East. It shook Iran, Pakistan, everywhere. Look, when you look at those pictures from the 60s and 70s, how liberal Egypt was, and the Middle East was, and Iran was, and Pakistan, is people were throwing their faith after realizing that the Earth is not flat. After seeing the man landing on the moon, that's something now we don't even know, and that's because Islam adapted very quickly under the new title Islam 2.0, and removed all the tafsir in the Quran that said that the earth is flat, hid away lots of the hadith, and many stuff that we can't see anymore that were removed as well, that were very questionable about treating slaves and other. They were all removed and adapted to try to make it that Islam actually always promoted freedom and never slavery, where in fact it lasted 1,350 years under Islam. It was only the UN that forced us to stop it. So Islam is there are people who will, we know there are people who will kill for Islam. We know there are people who will do anything to keep that faith going, run mostly by men who want to keep control. So the reality is that we may see another revival of Islam 3.0. We need to keep pushing this narrative and show the facts about Islam. And Islam without lies will die. So that's really my input there.
That's a great
Thank you
input.
so
But
much.
before you go, Hassan, I just wanted to kind of say something about that because that's a very interesting point you're making. Today I was actually on your page and I liked it very much. It's how Allah couldn't even defeat the pyramids of Egypt and how they tried to destroy that temple, right?
Yeah,
And I was,
absolutely. Yeah.
yeah, and I was making the point that like people going to Egypt to go see the
Pyramid.
pyramids
Yeah.
literally is 12% of their GDP.
Yeah.
12% of their GDP.
Hmm.
So had Islam or Allah succeeded to erase those, that's 12% of today's economy that would have been gone.
Yep.
Not to mention the Buddha walls that they did in Afghanistan, right? They blew those up. Like those will never be known to humanity again. They don't understand how sickening that is to a lot of people,
Yes.
to a lot of us.
So to give context to your viewers, so the smallest pyramid in Egypt is called Munkara pyramid, and there's a big hole in it. Any of you go Google it, you'll say Munkara pyramid with a hole. You're going to see it has a massive big hole in the middle of it. And the story behind it is that the second Khalifa who took over Egypt, who was the son of Alauddin Ayyubi, who is very famous in Arab as the one who opened Egypt and other places, he requested to demolish all the pyramids. And by the way, he did succeed in something that we don't notice. The pyramids, by the way, they used to be smooth, and they used to shine in the sun. So the pyramids were not blocks like Lego, like you see them now. If you look at some of the picture, the top bits in one or two of them is still smooth. And if you see at the bottom bits of the pyramid, they're very smooth. And these bits were either too high for them to get or too under the sand to get. The pyramids used to be smooth and shining in the sun. They damaged that. They succeeded in damaging that. And then they were trying to completely demolish the pyramid, starting with the smaller one. But they found it too difficult and too risky. So 8 months into it, they gave up. And as I said in the meme, thank alhamdulillah that hamdu no Allah that it didn't happen. Allah failed.
He
Allah failed.
failed in that mission.
Yeah, he
Yes.
failed.
Right. So you said that when the moon landing happened, people there was a wave of awakening or
Apostasy.
whatever, right? Now at
Yes.
that point in those times, that's in 1969. At that point, there was no Twitters, there was no Instagram, there's no Facebook, and
Hmm.
the information there's no internet back then. But
Yeah.
now the information is readily available. So however,
Yes.
and right now, and I think we're actually seeing if you go to sunnah.com, there's changes. They're actually doing very under the radar. They're doing changes,
Yes. Yes.
right?
There are some
So
hadith, I'm not finding them anymore. Some translations, they're not translating
right,
them to English. Even
yeah,
Quran.com
That's
has
why we need
removed.
to. That's why we need to grab the books now, because I knew they were going to do that.
Yeah, but
yeah,
see, it's hard to argue with someone from a book they don't have a copy. They'll say, "Oh, this was written by the Zionists," blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? When they want to throw something at you, they're going to throw something at you. What was good about Quran.com and Sunnah.com is that you take a screenshot, you give them the
That's
link,
it.
and they shut up because they can't argue with that. You know what I
That's
mean?
it.
But what's happening now? They are changing some translations on Quran. They're hiding other tafsirs. There's the bit where tafsir about 3350 where it talks about how Muhammad approached Zainab and how he wanted to marry her, and then Allah told him, "You can marry any woman you want," because he exceeded the four. The whole tafsir was written there that actually said that the Prophet, if he looked at the woman and he wanted her, he can get her. If he liked her, he can get her. This was the privilege of the Prophet. They removed that. And yet
Mm.
it's still in the Arabic version. So if you go on the Saudi Arabia website, it's there, but the English, they know it's too sensitive. They remove it. Yeah.
Do
So
do you do you think that some Muslims like I believe some Muslims like Muhammad Hijab and that they actually know the truth but they make money off it?
well,
Do you believe some of them know that is it's not true but they make money off it?
I hope they. I can't really answer that because I've had debates in the past, and I mentioned it today in another stream that for 7 days I was debating this person from India in my early days, and we were going through every hadith and every Quran and every verse that is contested on science and morality, and I couldn't get through to this person. And then I said, "So what would convince you that Islam is wrong?" And he said, "I don't know." I said, "What if we found a time machine and we went back in time and you saw the Prophet himself there and he told you, yes, there's slavery, and yes, underage marriages, and yes, I buy women and sell women. Would that convince you Islam is wrong?" And guess what he said? "No, I'll still believe in Islam." So some people are just
Exactly.
not
Yeah.
interested. They find Islam as their home. And when you look at Muhammad Hijab and Ali Dawa, you know what's common between them and Daniel Hakikachu? They would never meet a woman in a pub and offer her a drink. They're just, I'm not gonna be insulting there, but they are the typical insult of a man who will not get what they want unless Islam is there to give it to them, and
Mm.
they will not likely give it up. They see that this is the right way.
No, but it's funny how Muhammad no, wasn't it Ali Dawa's dad does not believe in Islam, nor does he allow him to pray in the house. But yeah, he makes videos about Somali girls not wearing a hijab or that girl not wearing a hijab or this person not doing right. And it's like sometimes I think to myself, wait a minute, your own family, like let's say my house is fucked up, why am I gonna talk about our next man's house? I need to
Mm,
fix my house first. So that just lets me know that you're here for something extra. It must be money for you. You accept
yeah.
your dad, but you don't accept other people.
Also,
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this, but this is not me to take a shot. It's just fact. He even said it himself. He was supposed to marry a Somali girl that he wanted, but the family refused. Somali family refused him.
Oh
So
yeah.
he's got a little something for Somalis, FYI. But yeah, go
Oh,
ahead, Asim.
He was feeling some type of way, yeah.
Yeah, Somalis have heard him in some special way. Go ahead, Asim.
You wouldn't imagine any of them being able to meet a partner in this world on their own, and that's the reality. And that's why when I said my statement, their incels will always find a home in Islam. Maybe they believe it, maybe they don't, but either way, they're convinced this is the right way for to the world to live, and we just have to keep exposing it for the ones who don't want to believe in it. Not sorry, the ones who want to know the truth, not the one who don't believe it. The ones, if someone wants to genuinely know the truth about Islam, especially converts who unintentionally being given Islam 2.0 or 3.0 now, they we. It's our chance now more than any time before to expose that, and that's the positive message we need to keep in mind with the Avalanche thing.
Absolutely, and I wanted to basically touch on the point. And the point I was trying to make was that now, I think before 1969 there was no internet. Now, because of the internet, I believe that if there was a revival per se, it would take much longer and it would be much less, like intense. That's
Yes.
what I think because of the
Yeah.
internet. Yeah.
Yeah, the internet's going to make it a little bit harder, but their determination and the money that's coming through, they keep showcasing these adverts on my page of white men who converted to Islam and now building a mosque in USA and
Hmm.
Norway and Denmark and stuff. It's money will keep bringing people in, and what we need to do is keep them drumming the message and pushing it, because we don't have that funding and we don't have the, we want to encourage every ex-Muslim not to sit there quiet. Do what you
Absolutely.
can to promote and support and fund ex-Muslim pages. Yeah.
But can I say
Absolutely.
something? Like I was thinking about like why more ex-Muslims are not really coming down or even commenting on like Islam, like because usually even people that are not Muslim, like they usually because it's Muslim people are considered minority, right? So it's like you're considered a Islamophobe, right? And then you're like discriminating against a minority person because even though nobody knows that this Muslim person, even he could be born in North America, Europe, or whatever, when you ask him, do you think the apostates should be killed? They tell you, yeah, even though they live and pray to mosque, they live in a place where it's free religion and they get to practice their own religion, but they will look at you with a straight face and say, you know what? Yeah, you should be killed in my religion while
Yeah.
he's practicing, yeah, freedom of religion. So that's why, like the dichotomy, like it's like so messed up. I just don't understand how that works, and how would you even try to like combat?
Well,
It's
that's why it's a schism, Somali Rose. The
yeah,
schism is, and earlier we were talking about the fact that, right, there's some people that are, like essentially the stigma that we're talking about. Some people are, oh, shit, I lost my train of thought. You're talking about,
Well, I,
sorry,
I
I just lost my train of thought. But I think we were, yeah, we were affirming. Sorry,
Ca-
go ahead.
let me maybe help you there. It's the double thinking. So there's a term for it. It came from a
Exactly.
book. Yeah, it's a book came from 1983. The term double think, and now it's become a dictionary term. Double think is when you believe in two completely opposite things, and you believe they're correct in a way. So they believe that Islam promotes freedom. I mean, the same people tell you should be killed for apostasy. They are, but under Islam, there's freedom of expression is better than the human rights. Some of
Yeah,
them, I mean,
it's
Danya
everything
Hakika,
in its opposite. Yeah, it's everything in its
yes,
opposite can be
it's
justified. Exactly.
exactly like the idea that if Islam is the most feminist religion. I mean, that really shocked me. That there's so
does that
many.
even make sense? How does that even
No,
make sense when people say that when a
yes,
religion is clearly telling you you're a half a human, you're just as like a slave, and you are in the same category, and then yet they come around and say it's the most feminist religion. So go
religion.
on. How do
Yes,
they do that? How do they do that?
it's in the Quran that they get half the inheritance and the least inheritance in any scenario. It is in the Hadith that they have half brain and half witness. Actually, sorry, in the Quran says also they're half witness, and the Prophet himself says, they're deficient in their mind. It's one of my most viral meme where
How
they.
about God permitting men to beat their women? How about that?
Yes, yes. Oh, I mean, seriously, I had this big debate 2, 3 days ago with this page called again the American Muslim and on Instagram, and it's dedicated to exposing Islamophobe. And this person had a post saying that it doesn't say hitting women at all. You see what I mean? So they come up with excuses that, oh, it's about poking them, or you know uh, pushing them a little bit, or they come up with all sorts of rubbish thing. And then I simply presented this hadith where the Prophet says, don't beat the slave girl the way you beat, sorry, don't beat your wife the way you beat your slave girl. And it's sahih from multiple sources, the Bukhari and Muslim. Yeah. And I say, so are you saying here we have two things: slave girl, so the Prophet talking about slaves to beat them more than you beat the wife. It's just a whole mess. I mean, you can't even know where to start with this. It's just ridiculous.
That because
But
it places the person's mind between a rock and a hard place. That's what I wanted to say earlier. Is that it places
yeah,
the person between a rock. I think it was an Egyptian minister or something that said, and that was my favorite quote. He said, "Muslims will vote for Sharia in their home country, then immigrate to a Western country."
yes,
Absolutely. Wait, and
yeah,
then they come to a foreign country, like a non-Muslim country, and say, "Respect my religion. Let me have a mosque here. Let me wear whatever I want. Let me cover up." But you can't come. You can't open anything else, or you can't have any other religion when you come to my country.
Y- yes, yes. I mean, it's also, that's the double thinking as well. Double thinking is really ingrained in Islam, and it makes you. That's why every word they say, Alhamdulillah, Allahu Alam. Yes, I mean, they throw these words so you don't think, because after that statement, if you don't have a full stop, if you don't have something to stop it, you're gonna continue thinking. Wait a minute, this doesn't make sense. But when you say Alhamdulillah, Allahu Alam, I mean, especially when they don't know the tafsir or explanation, Allahu Alam, that's it, shut up. I'm not going to think
That's
about
it.
it. I mean,
Yeah.
these terms, they were cleverly put there to shut the argument completely. Astaghfirullah. Like they don't want to think about it. What you're telling me, I don't want to think about it. Astaghfirullah. These words were put there to shut the argument. And that's why one of the things I try to do now is to put the word no inside it. So Alhamdulillah Allah and Astaghfirullah Allah. It kind of makes them think, what you do, what you're saying there, it's like makes them think that this is not a full stop, actually. I mean,
But that's the thing. But at the same time, we have to deal with the fact that Mo Solomon says false information about Islam. Okay, but that's the funny part of me is like they never tell you what's false about it, right?
yeah.
And then I think Punta had said, "Mo, are you here too?" And then Mo says, "Oh, wallahi, billahi, these guys." So what I'm gathering here is that they're laughing, but they're both, they're here.
Yeah, yeah.
So
No,
people
no
just
man, send the link. I think some people want to jump on. Please, sorry.
People have
okay.
questions, Nuno, man. People have questions. They have shubahat, ako foreign mafahante.
There's a lot of shubha going on.
We have a lot of shubahat, we're wondering how is this like Dean have like not really meshing with our culture? How is it that if it's a religion that you practice all these years, how is it that it's not even part of your sensibility? Nothing about it is like meshing with who you are and how you be and how you do things. You feel me? Like it's not us. It just feels
Facts.
ever since I left, I'm telling you, I feel like I feel like I don't have to pretend to be somebody else. I don't have to pretend to be another culture, pretend to speak another one language, pretend in my family. Like you get
Yeah.
to really be you, freedom to identify with yourself, that's what I like about when you're out of this thing.
Yes, I have to go, but I'm gonna just say one thing that's also very positive. Anyone who's feels trapped, try to be independent. Try to get your job. Try to move away. Try to make new friends. Family. At the end of the day, you can always wear the hijab or do whatever to please them in front of them. But when you become independent, you are the person of your own, and they can't influence you so much. And in the last 10 years alone, we have seen a huge improvement. The arguments before being that Islam is perfect is no longer standing as much as they try. They've now, many of them start doubting the hadith. Many of them completely reject the tafsir because it's a human production of trying to explain the Quran, because it explains things like flat earth and stuff. So they've been forced to back away from the tafsir. And the last thing now is that they're holding into the Quran, given that the Quran actually has lots of confusing stuff, but they're trying to hold on to it. So and also now they can't say that Muslims don't leave Islam. Some people forget this. 10 years ago, when anyone says, I left Islam, the first thing they would say, oh, you were never a true Muslim, or people never leave Islam. This has changed now. Now it's people are, even those sheikh who said the avalanche is coming, said Muslims are leaving Islam. Multiple sheikhs have come along in that video, especially AP has summarized it really well. In Sheikh Yabuti, he's so funny, yeah? He shows sheikh after head
Yep.
of masjid, after imam, they're all saying people are leaving Islam in the masses. You see what I mean? So things have got a lot better. But I have to go. I love you guys.
Love
Have
you
a
too,
lovely
Hassan.
day.
You too. Thank you for joining us.
You
Thank you
too,
so
buddy.
much.
Cheers.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye. Have a good day. Ikan Fire. Ikan Fire. Can you
Hey,
speak? How you doing?
yes. Hello, my people. Respect
How
to everyone.
how are you? How are you? Please
I
welcome.
am,
Welcome.
I am, I am African, born in Jamaica. So I
Okay.
was just going to make that known. Um, so I totally respect Free Somali Minds. You feel me?
Big ups. Big ups.
We need to display the faults also. You feel me? All this hidden
Yeah.
stuff, all this hidden stuff is conflicting and it's causing enemies. You feel me?
True.
Right now, Somalia, as far as I can see, you guys are few. So the vagabond attitudes is the most. So what it's doing is separating Somalia, and even people talk like it's an island. You feel me? And what it's doing is keeping everyone poor also. You feel me? So
Facts.
free Somali mind is a force to be reckoned with, because you need someone to counter this arrogant ignorance. You feel me?
Facts.
And need someone to show them that, bro, it's not going nowhere. For hundreds of years it has been persistent, and only the Arabs get things out of it. You feel me? Only the Arabs get what they want out of it. You feel
Big
me?
facts, because no, but that's how it's made, isn't it? It's originated like that, like it's a system.
Of
Like if the
course.
Arab man made it, of course it's meant to benefit that. We need to make our own thing. It benefits us.
Yes. Yes.
But
So
you know what? Yeah. No. Absolutely. I'll let you finish. I'll let you finish. Ikan. Go
go
ahead.
ahead, sir. No, go ahead, sir.
All right. Thank you, first of all, for joining us. I appreciate you coming on and sharing your thoughts. Really appreciate that. I wanted to welcome because Lula Man, you had said, please come on up and let's have a conversation to Muslim Warrior. So I wanted to add Muslim Warrior to the stream. Muslim Warrior, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. I can hear you.
All right. Good. 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 So do Somalia tahay.
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Okay. 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 So what? So we're here.
It's Mo Solomon.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're gonna ask me what Somali area I'm from, or?
No, no, no. I'm not. I'm not. I
Oh,
was not asking you that. No, no, no. I'm just basically saying because you were saying in the chats that there's some, false information being
yeah,
shared and things like that, right?
yeah.
So I don't know, Lilman, can you hear us?
Yeah, no, I kind of sorry, no, but I want to try my laptop. I'm so sorry about this today.
Hey, no problem, man, no problem. And I wanted to also welcome Keizo from Kazorian Empire. How are you? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Thanks very
Uh,
much.
all right, bro. Well, you have some background noise there, but welcome to the stream. I'm gonna let Somali warrior, I'm sorry, Muslim warrior.
The
Uh,
last brother spoke elegantly. I agree with
yeah,
him.
absolutely. Me too. Me too. So we're gonna want to have a conversation now. Muslim warrior, go ahead. Please tell us what you want to tell us.
Yeah. I've recently heard this from somebody else that I've gotten to know through panels. His name's H Block, if you know who he is. Yeah, he told me about this channel, and he told me about, because me and him had multiple debates on, Islam, the correct, what's not correct, the hadith, the tasfir. I'm not the knowledgeable person in Islam, so I've got to get that out of the way. Otherwise, I'll just be committing a sin if I lie on the name of Allah. The second thing I wanted to point out is, again, Islam is not forced on anybody. Islam is not a dictatorship, meaning that you can join Islam if you want to, and you have the right to leave Islam if you want to. Thus, you having free will. So it's always It's not always accurate when people say that, oh, if you leave Islam, you're gonna face death. No, you're not gonna face death, because where does it state in the Quran or Hadith or whatever in the Tasfir? Where does it state any of the situations where if somebody wants to leave Islam on their free will, then you have to kill them? No, it doesn't state that. That's for Allah to deal with that person, not you.
So if I was to
Wait,
show the
are
hadith
you
that
asking? Wait, are
Muslims
you
love that,
asking?
yeah.
No, no, I just
Is
have to
he
make a few things
asking, or
clear.
is he?
No, no,
Are you
no, I'm not asking.
asking,
I'm
or
not
are you
asking.
telling
No,
us?
No,
he's
no,
not asking. No,
I'll
he's
get to it.
stating.
I'll get to it.
He's
I was
stating
gonna.
right now. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh yeah, and I also heard about the inheritance, so that's the moment I hopped on, but I never really heard the full context of it. One of you mentioned the inheritance and reasoning for women having, or was it the women have half of the inheritance? Did one of you say, if I'm correct?
Yes.
And then there was also mentioned that there was also something said that somebody says,
Do you have an opinion, or are you on an investigation routine?
no, 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 no. I said no. I can. Please relax. There's not
Please give an opinion,
the
bro.
panel for you to try to disturb
No,
everything I
no,
wanna.
no. Well, no, you can't. You can't. We'll let him speak his mind the way he wants to
Uh,
speak his mind, and then we'll
yeah.
discuss.
So I just wanted
Go
to
ahead, man.
also there was something else that was said, but I don't know full context of it because I was basically on something else. So I want to know what was said after that, just out of curiosity, so I can go on.
Okay, yeah. So, my Rose, you wanna remind him of what we were talking about?
No, it's talking about like in the Quran it says like you're allowed to beat your wife. You only have half the inheritance. You can basically marry a girl at any age. Slavery is in the Quran that it's allowed. All that type of stuff was against my sensibility. But you're saying that these things are not in the Quran and in the Hadith. It says in the Quran and in the Hadith that a woman are half of the
Yeah.
man. They even her witness is only half. Like basically, she like two men will be no, two women are equal to one man in being a witness, and all kinds like all kinds extra etc etc. So you're here saying that everything we said is false, or
No, and you made statements, and again, I'll start off. The first thing you mentioned was the beating of the wife. So it states in narrations, and it also, I'm sure, states in words. It says you cannot lay a finger on your wife. The most you can do to her is tap her with a miswak, and I'll pull up that context for you because people like to
did
misquote
God
that.
say that, or did a guy who translated the words wanted
No,
to?
no, no, no. It was written in a hadith and narrated by Sahih al-Bukhari. If you know about Sahih al-Bukhari, you know that
About
everything that he says is correct to Muslims.
Okay,
And the
so
second,
are you asking for proof for what
Are you
we said?
saying
no, no, no.
that
I'm gonna send you. I'm
Yeah.
gonna send you the proof.
as in
I'm gonna send you
hard,
the proof.
just a light beating? So you're saying it's not a hard beating, it's a light beating? Is that what you're
No,
saying?
no, it's not beating at all. It's tapping somebody with a toothbrush. A
Tapping,
miswak. You know what miswak is, right?
tapping somebody with a toothbrush.
So
Yeah,
what's the
tapping.
point of that? What's the point of that, like
You're
Miswak?
tapping
No, it's
somebody.
just if somebody annoys you, instead of you reacting in a negative way or in a bad way, just tap them with the miswak and walk away. That's all. You're not hitting
So
her.
how
You're
is
not
it
harming her.
Do you
beating
honestly
somebody?
think that happens? Do you honestly have you ever had that experience? Have you ever seen a man beating his woman with a Miswak? Have you ever
No,
seen
no,
that?
beating. No, that word is wrong.
So tapping.
Tapping
Okay,
with a.
okay. The word. Are you trying to say the word daraba in Arabic, which is like derivative of the word daraba, right? Hit. Like there's no either you hit the road or hit the like it's a
Well,
it's a.
let's ask a Muslim
You
warrior if he
understand?
speaks
So
Arabic
Okay,
first.
how is it that
okay.
that is
Somali
translated
Rose.
from?
I understand the most of the context. So I was gonna say Somali Rose. Daraba has many meanings, so it's not just one derivative meaning. There's the old meaning of daraba and there's the new meaning of daraba. So you're getting the context wrong. And second, the point that has been or that already has been explained in different contexts.
Okay,
That
why
ayah
would
that you're talking
God?
about in the
Wait.
Quran,
Why
the
would
ayah.
God? Wait. Why would God have an old meaning and a new meaning and
No,
come
no,
up
I never said
Can
God
I
has an
say?
old meaning or new meaning.
somebody's
You're mixing up my
Um,
words. I said
can
that
I say
context.
something?
Wait,
Can I
wait.
say
I said
something?
the ayah. Wait. The ayah in the Quran where it literally states you're allowed to beat the. There's a context to it, and I'm gonna pull up the context so the brother can show to the screen. Give me 2 minutes.
Hold on.
So
Can I
God
say
is a
something?
translation. You mean God would give us a word, and then He would need some Arab man, like 500 years or 200 years
Let me
ago.
ask you a question. You sound like you have a
God
problem with the
doesn't
Arabs.
really hit. God,
Can I say something?
No, no, no. Hold on, hold on, hold on.
wait,
Let's have
wait.
some
Can I
order.
say
Yeah.
something?
this.
Yeah, Ikan, you will after
I
Somali Rose
can,
has finished. Muslim warrior.
yeah, let him finish icon
Yeah,
fire. Like, stop
please.
interrupting
But let
people.
me just finish.
Right.
Why
Somali
would
Rose, go
God
ahead.
need somebody else, right? That lives five, like 600 years after the Quran was revealed, yeah, to actually give you a translation, right? And
No.
God means
Um,
with a muswak, with a toothbrush. God doesn't really mean hit her on the face. God means da, da, da. Why?
okay,
Why would
so
God
I'll give you the
on
I'll give you the
something that's very vital
All
in
I'm all
violence?
I'm
wait,
saying is
wait,
all I'm saying
I
is
can
all
I
I'm
can just
saying is
wait. Me
hold
and
on,
Somali Rose
hold
are
on, Mo.
talking about something.
All I'm saying
Yeah,
is
let him interject for a second, Muslim warrior. Ikan, go ahead. What
yeah.
were you gonna say?
All I'm saying is I have been on many streams with Mo, and he is a distractor. If you don't notice, he will hug the mic and things will never move on. So I'm just warning you. Go ahead.
Thank you for letting us know. Okay, so at this point, I really don't understand where we're at because Muslim warrior, if you're asking for us to show, uh, actual proof of what we were saying, Coco Jasmine put it here. Woman can't travel without mahram. Bukhari, 1087. Woman can't leave the house without husband permission. Wife can't refuse sexual intimacy without Islamic sound reason. Bukhari, 3237. So you see, like there's actual men are superior to women. Men have degree status and rank over women. That's Quran, Surah 2, 228. Female gets the half of a male's share. Quran, Surah 4, Ayah 11. Man can discipline his wife as a last resort. 434. Like we have the receipts of what we were saying. Now, if you're gonna say that I'm gonna now bring in some interpretations of what's being said to us, that's a completely different conversation. W- We don't we already went through these rabbit holes to come to the conclusion that this is what it says. Now, I asked you before, do you speak Arabic or do you only have the Quran and Hadith knowledge of Arabic, or do you actually speak the language of Arabic?
I do, yeah.
Okay, you do? Okay. And Somali Rose does as well. So at that point, what we're gonna say is, hey, this word means this, and this word means can also mean that
Can you
depending
give me
on
10 minutes, brother? This is something I gotta do. Just I'm gonna switch to my laptop because all my
okay.
information is there.
Yeah, yeah,
I'll
you're
join back
welcome to
up.
come back. Not a problem. Not a
Okay.
problem. Come back
I have a
come back up.
question, but women are not equal to men, though. Women should be beaten when they misbehave, so they don't do it
Okay,
anymore.
Kezo, you don't do the trolling thing, bro.
No,
Like
but
just
he's a
don't do
true Muslim though, at least.
it. He's not even a Muslim, this guy. No, no, just don't do the trolling, Kezo. Please, my
Okay,
brother.
no, but let me ask Mo before Mo when he comes back, because
He no,
I want
he
to hold
left.
him.
He left. He left.
Okay. Also, what
Yeah.
about the pedophilia in Islam? You know, didn't Muhammad marry a 6-year-old and then have monkey double backflips with her when she was 9?
I'm,
And
I'm,
and, and,
I'm gonna
and
be Muhammad for a second. But she was smart, and they die really early, and she was really old for her age.
yeah. Hold on. Let me welcome
All of them.
Dusty.
I'm gonna
She
give
was
you
old
all
for her
of
age.
what I heard,
Hold
basically.
on. Somebody Rose, give me a sec. Dusty philosopher. What's up, brother?
Hey, new nomad, what's going on, brother? How you guys doing? Everybody on the panel.
Everybody good, bro. Welcome to the
Yo, Block.
Welcome.
yeah, good
Yeah,
to see you, brother.
thank you guys, thank you guys.
Yeah.
I'm just waking up right now, so I'm not 100% sharp yet. I just listened. I was in Kaiser's channel, and I was listening to the debate of you and the Mo, and I was confused. Like I didn't know the both channels were connected. I didn't know you were going live, so I was like asking Kaiser. I was like, "Does New Nomad had your logins or something?" Like I was like really confused, but now I get it.
Oh,
I
he
thought
Kaiser
that's good.
Kaiser put Kaiser
Go
put
ahead.
free Somali Minds on his live.
Yeah. I know now. I get
Oh,
it, but
yeah.
I was
Oh,
confused a
you did
little
that,
bit.
Kaizo? I didn't even realize that. You did that,
He,
Kaizo? Thanks.
Yeah, I'm telling some people to
dude,
go over there and
dude is a
watch.
computer genius.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Big ups. So yeah, we're talking with Dusty. Before you join, we were talking with our brother Muslim warrior.
Mo,
Anugu,
yeah.
yeah, and to be very, and I don't mean to say anything about the guy while he's gone. He's gonna come back. He says he's gonna come back, and I'll
Say
leave him
what
to
you
it. But
want. Say what you want.
but yeah,
Hey,
you know what I
new
believe he
nomad,
can. Yeah, yeah,
nomad.
yeah.
Let me say something that I realized.
Go
Talking to
ahead.
Mo
Yeah.
over these couple of months is are you familiar with Muhammad Hijab and with the other guy's name, the guy with the
Ali
weird
Dawa?
voice? We
Yeah,
bad
Ali
at that,
Dawa.
you know.
Muhammad Hijab, Ali Dawa,
Ali
Ali
Dawa.
Dawa, Ali Dawa, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So Mo listens to those guys, so he gets all his talking points from these guys. You have to realize that too.
Oh,
Okay,
okay, okay,
okay,
okay, okay.
okay. Mo, does Mo know that one of their friends had a woman, which is the mother, and her daughter came to the park to get da'wah.
Hatum
Wait,
Tax.
wait, to get da'wah. Wait, get da'wah. This is Ali Dawah and their friends. Yeah, she
Yeah,
came to get da'wah. She ended up getting drunk and she ended up getting fucked. Both. Like I'm sorry for my language, but that's what happened.
yeah.
Yeah, and that
Yeah.
Also,
that that friend they never talk about him.
right.
Hmm.
Also, this guy, he was on Twitter. You know, he's supposed to be like this Muslim, that we whatever, and he was on Twitter talking nasty to people, talking about golden showers. The guy is nasty, bro. Muhammad Hijab. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying? He does not represent Islam well, but Mo thinks that guy is the best guy in the
No,
world.
no,
He
no,
mentions
no,
him a
no,
lot of times. You know?
no. He's the true representative. What
Yeah.
he's doing is not hiding like the rest of them. You
Yeah.
see
I
me
wanna, I wanna,
out
I
there?
wanna welcome. Hold on a second, Ekan. I wanna welcome. Uh, Whack Lives Matter. These names, man. Whack Lives Matter. Are you there? Can you hear us? Whack Lives Matter. Can you hear us? Well, hello. We don't hear you. Maybe you're on mute. Yeah, go ahead.
Maybe a
Can you
troll.
hear me now?
Yeah, that's definitely a troll. The one that
Oh
was
no, no, no. Well,
No, no, no.
well,
I'm not a troll. Come on. I
No,
just
no,
came
no.
to ask some questions.
Yeah, yeah. No, everybody just go on mute, and that's fine, man. Whack Lives Matter.
Nah,
That's a funny
he's
name,
good. That's Abi, bro. That's my Habesha brother. He's good, bro. He's good.
man. Good, okay,
but
okay.
the
Well,
avalanche.
welcome,
yeah, he good. He good. He good.
Yeah,
welcome,
Nomad.
welcome, Whack Lives
Inshallah,
Matter.
inshallah. I think Ayan's gonna join us. Some people from
Yo, your God
the
Rack
other
is here, man.
stream are looking to join.
She better
Oh,
not be
cool, cool,
hide this
cool.
time.
Oh Lord, I'm
No,
not
it's a
ready for the
different
drama,
Ayan,
guys.
different Ayan.
Hmm. So yeah, so Somali Rose, you were saying
No, I
we
just
have
want to know what do
receipts.
you
Yeah,
guys
go
think
ahead,
about the
go ahead.
Whack Lives Matter and the other two? What do you guys think about the avalanche of the Somali people leaving Islam? What do you guys think about it?
Can I go first? I'm loving it. People are waking up finally
Go
to
ahead.
this bullshit. People are like, getting educated. They're reading stuff nowadays. They like reading the most trusted Islamic sources, and what we seeing is disgusting. So this is just the beginning. It's gonna be the avalanche
But that's
is gonna
how am I gonna
grow
how am I gonna
bigger
get
and
my
bigger.
how am I gonna get my concubines when the war in Ukraine
Bro,
starts
why
again?
you interrupting me, Kaiser, bro? I'm still talking, bro. What's up with you, man? I'm just joking. Go ahead, go ahead. What was your
Come on,
question?
guys, come on.
Nah,
No,
nah, nah.
Kaizo was troll. He had a troll question. He said,
How,
"How am
I
I
know,
gonna
no,
get my
he
hurdle line?"
Kaiso
yeah,
is on a troll mode right now. Kaiso, go ahead.
where,
What was your question?
where am I gonna get my concubines from now that we're leaving Islam after the Ukraine war? I want me some good white concubines. Islam allows that, so
That's your inner Muslim incel talking.
Yeah, I know, but he has a point. He has a point. It says in the Quran, whenever there's a war, Muslims are allowed to have even married sex. I mean, married to have sex with even married women. You know what I'm saying? So he has a point there. One of those things that are disgusting that is in Islam too.
Oh, I guess this new person did not know about the avalanche.
Maybe I'm having an internet connection. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Oh, I mean, I don't know what happened. Everybody just got quiet.
I think the Muslim Brotherhood took away his internet connection.
No, no, no. I was just wondering how come nobody know about the avalanche? All the imams and all the messages they're talking about the avalanche. The 25% a year leaving
So
Islam.
look what happened, Somali Rose. Somali Warrior was with us for 2 minutes, right? And we welcomed him, and we respected him, and we said we were gonna have a conversation with him. He said he was gonna bounce for 10 minutes and come back and have a conversation with us. That's what he had said. And now he's writing this kind of comment. I'm leaving this channel. Honestly, you guys talk about Islam with no respect. So what changed in the 2 minutes that he was gone? That's a question. Like, why would
Look, no Nomad,
what
because
is he afraid of?
he cannot
Look.
refute what you said. He
No,
Let
can't
me come
refute
here
what
and
you
we have
said.
defend.
receipts. No. It's because he couldn't. We have receipts. Come on now. He knew
Right,
that we know what we're talking about. How are you gonna come? Like, if somebody come with receipts, what are you gonna do? Right?
exactly. Exactly. The guy can't refute what we're saying. Like Surah 434, men and
H
women are
block.
not
You're just
equal.
mad.
This is in the Quran. He can't refute that. That's why he's not coming back, because he
But I
can
don't
debate
blame
that.
him. Though. I don't blame him. 90% of
Yeah, I
Somali
don't blame
people don't
him.
speak Arabic, and they don't teach you these things in
I know.
and in the mosque and stuff. So how would he know? He probably the first time probably he heard of this is because of us. Like, you should thank your guiding angels because they brought you to this channel, and then we told you about these surahs. So now at least you'll do two things. Either you go and curse us when Ainesa, you going when Habaresa, all kinds of stuff, right? And then you're gonna, tell on us, like how they say, oh, we're gonna put them on YouTube, or kind of, tell their family, kind of whatever they do, or it's going to really make you question yourself and question religion, and go and read about it and research yourself and not be a sheep. That's all.
Okay, I wanted to come clean. I think I was talking about two different people. This is some. I'm Muslim warrior. I'm not Muslim warrior. I'm Somali warrior. Two different people. Okay, so it's a Somali warrior that said that he was leaving the channel. Well, sorry about the misunderstanding. And yeah, if Mo is getting his laptop, then we'll give him the benefit of the doubt
Yep.
to come back.
How
So I
come?
want to take that back.
How come he hasn't left yet?
But he's not. It's not him. That's Somali warrior. Muslim
Oh,
warrior is
so
the man
Muslim
we're.
warrior is the one who said he's leaving.
Yeah,
Oh, which one? Oh, right. I
yeah,
see.
yeah. But
Muslim,
how can we?
Allah
How can
Akbar. I
we?
like that. I like
How,
that comment.
how can I go against? You know what I mean?
I don't.
Words like this. Like, how can I go against
Hey,
these kinds of
sorry, bro.
major points being made?
I brought you all the Somalis, man, whether they're Muslim or non-Muslim. So you're
Oh,
gonna be
okay.
having a lot of Muslims through here as
Uh,
well. So sorry
okay.
about that.
Don't be sorry, man. Muslims are my people. Somalis are my people, regardless of what they believe in, bro. They're my people. So I always love it. But it's very hard to come back from statements like 99.9% of Somalis are Muslim. Allahu Akbar. It's so funny that it says Somali and then it ends with Arabic. I just find that hilarious. That's all. I find it
Yeah.
hilarious that people don't even see
No,
it. That
no,
they're
Nomad, Nomad. Have you noticed that the Saudi Arabian flag, yeah, has
yeah.
a mundi
Ah, they literally have a
at the bottom?
Wait, do you know what
ah.
it means in
It just
Arabic? Do you know? Because we
go
learned
ahead.
in school, like the word, the color, and there's a significant about the white color and the sword and the green. The green is Jannah, right? Because the thing they fantasize about, because Saudi Arabia is very desert, no, right? So, and the sword is, they say that's how you spread Islam, and what you spread is the La ilaha illallah. That's what they believe. And the white is, they say, the prophet is favorite color. That's what they wrote in white.
He was so
You know
racist. That's
what?
the
You,
thing.
you know what, Nomad? You know what Adan guy said to me? I'm gonna go with what Rose just said. Yeah, Adan guy said to me, "Ah, but these kuffars are conquering our lands." I said, "What do you think Muhammad was doing when he was fucking conquering all over?
Yeah,
Berberus,
People are
everyone."
raping women and like checking people's pubic hair, and if they're old enough, if they have one. Like, how barbaric is that? And killing them because they have pubic hair. Like, that
Yo,
means you
I have
you
a question, guys. Sorry to cut you off, sister. I have a question, guys.
go
Do you
ahead,
guys
sister.
know how Muhammad died?
He got poisoned by a Jewish lady, right?
Yeah, but this guy is an idiot. So he killed the Jewish lady's husband, right, and her father, and then he
Right.
he let the Jewish lady cook for him, so she
and her
poisoned him.
husband.
Bro, that guy had an IQ level of like 60, bro.
He's so weird. I wouldn't have trusted her, to be honest with you. Okay, yeah. Let's see. Walk believer, can we hear you now, please?
Yeah, man, I'm here, man. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, no problem, no problem. How are you? So do, so do, so do. What do
Fiona,
you think
thank
of the
you.
topic? What do you think of the topic?
Oh, I really love it, man. to be honest, it would have been great like if you have more of topics like these again and again. So I really enjoy it. I'm quite like close to the ex-Muslim, so I don't go to lies and stuff, but I listen to you a lot. So that's good, man.
Big
Keep
ups.
keep doing what you're doing, bro.
Big ups, big ups. I love hearing those. Those are the words that I do this for, man. And thank you for sharing it and coming up and letting us know. Truly appreciate you, man. But yeah, we got to be able to talk about it. And I'm not trying to disrespect anyone's beliefs or anything like that, but we've got to at least come to a place where our people are able to say to each other, "Yo, let's just talk about it." We can't, you know what I mean? We can't. We can no longer, Maulana Sodo Sahib,
So
El
so
Somal,
Numa,
Sodo.
the problem
Please,
is,
Coco
look.
Jasmine has to come up on stage and tell us on stage. Yeah, come up on the stream.
Yo,
Tell us
yeah,
about
yo, yeah,
urination.
come up,
The
come
what?
up.
Saliva? What is she talking about? I am done.
Crazy.
I think that's a
Oh,
troll.
could I say something about hadith? Like
Yes.
there is a hadith. It says, I think I don't know if it's Sahih Bukhari, but it says, "Man ra'a minkum munkaran falyughayyirhu biyadihi, فإن لم يستطع فبلسانه ومن لم يستطع فبقلبه وذلك أضعف الإيمان." يعني that shows you how like it starts with if you see someone doing something wrong, you gotta like use your hand, like beat them or something. If they're doing something wrong, it could be like being next Muslim doing haram stuff. You could beat them. Either you could tell them, or if you can't do that, you can tell them. Or if you can't do that, you could just listen. You could just shut your mouth. But that is adaf iman. Like that's just how it shows you that what they put first. They put first the violence first. Then if they can't do it, if they live in Europe, then they talk. If they were in where they are, like where they Afghanistan or Saudi Arabia, they can use the force because they are in their country. But here they are, they can't use that force because they got laws, they got European laws and stuff, human rights and stuff. So they're using words. That is actually the fundamental hadith of Islam, but not a lot of people know about it.
Absolutely, absolutely, and thank
Facts,
you.
bro. 100%
Yeah,
facts. Everything you
yeah.
said, facts, bro. I agree with you. But I just gotta ask another question on the panel. How do you guys? Because Ed Rude Boy asked a good question. How do you guys what do you guys think about Ayan Hersey Ali?
Well, I think she's someone that I hated for a long time.
I
But then
agree.
after, yeah, but some after reading her actual words and actually looking into it, I completely saw her point. Now, do I agree with every single thing that Ayan Hirsi Ali does or says? No, but I'm agreeing with that part of her
That's one
experience,
thing
if
you
that
don't
makes
agree with.
sense.
Me too, me too. When I first saw Ariane Hirsi as a Muslim, I absolutely despised her. You know what I mean? Like everything that we've been taught as Somalis, like she went against. But the more I listened to her, the more I became non-Muslim. I understood where she's coming from. Like Nomad said, we're human beings. We're never gonna agree with each other with 100% everything, and that's what's beautiful about being a human being. Not agreeing with each other everything, because our experiences are different. Mesha Kaimana is different.
But doesn't she talk down about Somali culture and African culture? Because I remember listening to her, and she was coming
Mhm.
for Kenya, and I was like, that's the country which gave you freedom to go into the great white country so you can get your freedom. So why was she talking bad about African culture? As
I
she
personally
just
didn't
looking
hear
at
her.
Islam.
I didn't hear that part of her interviews, or I had not seen
No,
an
it's not
interview where.
interviews. It's in the book, New Nomad. When she's like,
But so what?
one
She knows one
paragraph.
thing about Islam and she
Look,
can't have an opinion about Africans.
yeah, this is when I stopped reading her book, especially her second book. Not the first one was
Now
okay.
it's
I read
about
the first
you.
one.
Yeah, it's not about Islam. Now it's about you, and now you're offended.
Right. So like when she was criticizing Islam, I was agreeing with her 100%. But when she was criticizing
You.
Africans and Africa, I felt like she was selling her book to a different audience.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
I think she's one of those like self-hating Africans who
Yeah.
married a white man. And
Okay,
fair enough, I know
and that's fine.
experience.
No, no, but it's fine to think that. But look, I think of it this way. I'm able to separate the difference. Like it's a human being. Okay, she's not infallible. She's got her flaws just like everyone else. So obviously she's going to do some things I don't agree with. I'm just saying there are certain things that me and Ayan Hirsi will agree upon, and that's something that was that's about Islam and Somali and its relation, right? Anything else that she says, I might agree or disagree, but that's a whole other topics, right? So I don't like putting labels on people because people are people at the end of the day, and they're going to do what they're going to do. So it's up to you to kind of choose what portion of that person you're going to let into, into you, and actually
Dude,
contend with.
wait, are you guys talking about Ayan Hirsi Ali?
Yeah, that was the topic
Yeah.
we're talking
Oh,
about.
that woman is a dusty, bro. You know, most of her stories have been proven to be false anyway.
Okay.
All that over exaggerated story about her escaping Kenya, oh, I mean
Yeah.
Somalia, all the rape stories. Oh, they're all
Al-
bullshit, man. She's just trying to sell a book, man. She's
Also,
just
I
part
heard
of these.
she had a
She,
no
she
no my I don't know if you heard this. She had a ghostwriter. Is that true? Somebody was writing her
I have
books for
Of
no
her.
course,
idea.
bro. She's an uneducated dusty. What do you expect? You think she wrote
Okay,
the?
okay, but here's the thing, though.
You
Here's the
don't
thing,
become
though.
a politician if you're
Here's the thing, though.
uneducated.
Here's the thing, though. The stream is not about Ayan Hersi Ali. Okay, I think we've all answered the question, and that's cool. I want to move on and actually bring the conversation a little bit higher up and discuss the avalanche. Do you guys believe? And I'm gonna go in stuff. Do you guys believe that there's an avalanche of apostasy coming into the Somali community? Kezo, I'll give you
Dude,
the honor to go first.
no, 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 no. We need to see the stats first. I feel
Okay, but
like you're
hold on.
getting those stats from the North
Uh,
Korea Department of
uh,
Statistics.
okay, what lives matters. This is a opinion
So
that I'm asking.
yeah, so let me
So
go.
Oh
please
no, there is
respect the
fact.
order.
You just played at the beginning of the podcast. You
I did, yes, I did, but I want to be able to give
word
everyone a
for word,
chance.
verbatim, what the Imam said. It was actually a word. Avalanche was a word that Imam used. He said there is avalanche of people leaving Islam. I think
Yeah.
that happened.
Hey,
This
can,
is
can I
not
say something real quick?
up with. We just put the Somali in it, but they said it was the Somali in Afghanistan and
And
Iran
Iran, yeah,
were the
but
highest.
Somali Rose, I really want to go and actually ask everyone what they think. So I wanted to give the word to Kezo. Do you think there's an avalanche coming? And after that, it's going to be Dusty and so on. Okay, go ahead, Kezo.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, yeah, I do think there's an avalanche, and it's already happening. Right now, I'm in Kenya. Actually, a lot of my friends, specifically the Somali ones, guess what? We drink alcohol together every night. Yesterday, the day before that, and guess what? They don't really believe in it anymore. It's more of a cultural thing because they know they can't escape it due to family, and it's just going to be very. But a lot of them actually have integrated themselves into secular culture, and they're not really going down that Islamic route. It's just more of practicing it for show, from my experience and my friends.
Great, thank you so much. Dusty, go ahead.
Okay, so the avalanche is 100% happening. Like we can see it, like everybody can see it, right? So for me, when I was Muslim, my family, I remember in Somalia, my family were not a strict Muslim, right? Before the war, and then after the war, all these groups came in, and they brought this knowledge from Saudi Arabia. They brought like a new Islam, and everyone started wearing the big jilbab, and things changed, right? And my family became like more strict Muslims, right? And then we left Somalia, we came to the US, and then I was still Muslim. I was going to college, I was still Muslim. Things like was not adding up, but at the time I didn't interest. I'm like, I'm still Muslim. I'm Somali, man. This is my religion. This is my culture. I was not interested anything else, right? And then I keep seeing, because the first time I heard the prophet marrying a 6-year-old child was in America as well. Because these things they don't tell us it back home. Those things that they avoid to tell us, like, you know what I mean? They don't tell all these things. So you have to find out for yourself. So when I heard people bashing Islam, talking about all this, like how men and women are not equal and all that stuff, I did my own research. So people that were saying it first, I used to go on social media and I used to defend Islam. I used to like get in debate with these people. But whatever they say, I'll take a note, right? And I'll do my own research. And I'm finding out all these things that these people that we call them homophobes, all the things, all the claims that they're making, there's some truth to that. You know what I'm saying? So the avalanche is
Facts.
real, bro. Like now, young people are not like the older generation. There was no internet back home. The imams can lie and tell whatever they want. But now, when
Right.
somebody says something, You can research for your own self. You can read the Muslim books. Unless you dumbass, you stupid, and you're biased, you don't want to hear what the actual Muslim sources are saying. You're gonna stay in Islam.
or
But
you're
if
just
you're a
afraid, or
smart
you're just
person,
afraid.
you're
Yeah,
gonna leave Islam. You know what I mean?
yeah. Big ups. Thank you so much. Go ahead, Rock Believer. Do you think
Oh
there's an
yeah, I
avalanche?
mean, I believe there is loads. To be honest, like I've got an evidence here. I used to use a Clubhouse, if you know it. It's a social media, quite a new one. Like from it was
Yeah,
founded
no, I'm
2006.
familiar. I'm familiar.
Yeah. So there are actually not even Somalis that are in Europe, even Somalis back home. Like there's loads. There's loads. We have like there's this group, this room called Somali Minds. Yeah, and in every Saturday, Sunday, they have a room chat and stuff with the other people where they talk about everything, about the mistakes about Islam. I learn a lot about that. I learn a lot about the Waqism and stuff, or Islamalis before Islam and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, there's loads. There's so many people. Like, to be honest, there's loads. I've seen so many people. I've left Islam for a while. Like, it's been 6 years now, I would say. But before that, I was just on my own. I felt like it was just my own. But when I've seen it, when I see like all the social media, there's loads people, loads people. But they won't come out. It's really hard. Like, just like my experience. I've got an earring. Yeah, I've got my earring twist. And whenever I go like meet my mates and see my mates play with football with them or do something, hang out with them, all the time they keep asking me to take it off, to do this, because because I just hear them, I just don't take what their words, but I just okay, I say okay. But that just shows you, it became like more of a cultural thing than actually following, because they do all sort of shit, but still like they conform to the society. They don't want to go out of the society. But there is an avalanche, I would say. I believe that's it.
Thank thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's your turn. Walk. Lives matter. What do you think?
Uh, Look, I just heard the stat uh, by Somali Rose. I think that's her name. That 25% or something. I'm just
Yeah.
saying that stat sounds like it came from the North Korea department, if you know what I mean. We need to
Okay.
see a link
Sure.
to that. But this
Okay.
avalanche, look,
Well.
to be honest
Mhm.
with you, I think we need to wait to see if this is really a sustainable thing or if it's just a childish, rebellious phase that most Somalis are going through or something. Because let's be honest, a lot of kids do go through these phases where they rebel against whatever their parents set of norms and culture is. So I
We're
would
grown
say let's
people,
just wait
though. We're
for
not
maybe a
kids.
decade or two.
Yeah, but that's a little bit
Okay,
condescending.
let's
We're
just
not
wait post
kids.
40. Let's just wait for the midlife crisis to strike these people. And if they revert back to
Wait,
their
wait.
parents'
How old
traditions,
are you?
then
How old are you, sir?
or me, I'm 35.
Okay, does that mean that the midlife crisis hit you or no?
Oh no, I support whack. I was always a whack believer, you know. I haven't sacrificed a few people on the stake
Okay.
to get it correct.
Abi, come on, bro. You trolling, bro. Come on, bro.
What?
Abi's
It's not
trolling,
people.
bro.
We sacrifice. Abby, we
Abi,
sacrifice
you didn't
cows.
sacrifice nobody, bro. Come
Yeah,
on, man. Why you
but
trolling,
Abby,
bro?
we
Let's
don't
be serious
sacrifice
for a
people.
second, Abi. Like,
Yeah,
just
we sacrifice
you
cows.
go back to trolling. Let's just be serious for a second.
Yeah,
Answer this question, bro.
work is our
Okay, but on a
ancestor.
serious note, yeah, Keizo, man, these guys don't understand, man. You have to sacrifice at least three people, man. You know. But
Okay.
on a serious note, we're
Yeah.
gonna have to wait and see. And also, is it just the children in the diaspora? What about the people that live in their own countries? So how are
Good
those
point.
children going
Those
to
they
end
don't
up?
have a choice, but apostasy is a death sentence. They don't have a choice there. There's a reason Islam keeps people like that, because if they didn't have those apostasy laws, most Muslims around the world would have left Islam. You see what I'm saying? Like countries like Pakistan, countries like Somalia, North Nigeria, the people are not leaving because people will die literally. If you leave Islam in those countries, it's a death sentence. You know what I mean?
Okay, but on a serious note, from this is just anecdotal, so I don't suggest that you guys take this and run with it. From
No,
the
this is
friends
not
that I have
anecdotal,
here,
Abi. Look, oh, one thing
when I've
that
been
I find
visiting,
it very
I've been
look. One thing I
okay.
find it interesting,
Iqbal, let me just finish this, man.
especially look. One thing I find it interesting, especially the Somali Imam said. You know what he said? The people that are living the most are people that are in colleges, people that are getting educated. He said that I found that very
And that know
interesting.
the religion. Miskit Balugu Sukuri. And that know
Yeah,
religion.
yeah. So that those are people that are tend to read books. Like tend to research stuff. You know what I mean? So I found that very interesting that the Somali Imam said that. So
Yeah, the ones
basically he's
that
admitting.
tell him that he said the ones that stayed are the ones that are like the drug dealers and the ones that don't
Yeah,
read, don't like
yeah, the ones that don't read any books, the stupid ones to stay. Yes, exactly. That's what he said.
Yeah, but on an anecdotal level, like most of my Muslim friends, they don't tend to be very staunch Muslims. I mean, one of them doesn't even really do Ramadan. Like his parents think he does it, but he eats because
exactly.
he does other stuff on the
That's what
side.
we're
So
trying to free. You don't understand. That's what we're trying to free Somali mind. We're trying to free them from lying to themselves and living double life and having to pray without wasakat. We're trying to free them from living like a double life and being a transformer, living like an inside life with their friends and have different sets of friends and have be somebody with their family. We want to free them from living and hiding and feeling ashamed and feeling isolated and feeling like they don't like are they don't have the right to say who they are. That's what we're trying to free them, because what you're saying has been already done. People are already outside of Islam. They're already doing what they want. They already living their life. You know what I mean? But they living completely double life when it comes to family and Somali people when they come to the community. Me family. So we're trying to free them from that. We're trying to tell them, you know what? You could be proud. You could be out, and who you are is enough. You don't have to be in a closet, and you're not having.
Now, Rose, you know what boggles my mind, yeah, is that my mother, yeah, she was born before 1990. She was around when Siad Barre was around. She was in Mogadishu and Hargeisa and Burhan everywhere, clubbing, partying with her friends. But Somalis today, they can't even imagine doing that. Like my parents did that. There's clubs in Mogadishu. There was clubs in Bur'a. There was everywhere you go. Mustafa Martin Malbah.
Aruba,
Sing
Aruba, they
Shenge.
have nightclubs in Aruba, bro.
But
Actually,
listen, listen. But
yeah.
today,
They used to also be churches. I don't know if you guys know that. Like they used to be
Yeah,
churches.
yeah. They also Catholic church in Mogadishu, bro. I used to like walk by it when I was little,
And
but
in
they
Djibouti as
destroyed
well.
it though.
And in Djibouti as well.
And most of the people were really atheists, especially people in the government. Like I remember we said the biggest atheist was the Siad
Or at
Barre.
least or at
I
least
believe
it didn't
Ziad Barre was
occupy
atheist. Yes,
But that's
yeah,
the
hundred
or
percent.
at least Islam didn't occupy a big factor in Somali community.
absolutely. It was very secondary. It was very something spiritual,
Mhm.
Shafi'i or something. It was very
I have a
so what
question.
spiritual.
happened?
It
Wait,
didn't
guys, honest question.
govern
Saudi.
your life. It didn't govern people's decision about you.
After the war, Saudi kind of had a
Yeah,
lot more
we had
guidance.
artists. No,
I would
listen, we
like to
had
say
artists.
something.
We had people that were into arts in every kind. We had sports. We had like male and female sports. Like
Yeah,
we actually
facts, 100%.
in the Olympics. We were somebody. We had factories where women and men worked together. We had schools where kids went together and they didn't have to wear this big ass thingy. Like, they sat. I remember my mom told me that in Somalia, when she went to school, every like every two boys, a girl had to sit in between so they won't be talking too much. And every two boys, a girl would have to sit in between, like to kind of, mix it up. Like everybody was equal. I remember they said the president said everybody's equal. Like and we had like progress, and then this thing, the civil war happened, and then it put everything in a hold. Everything was
I got
jolted.
an evidence for that, Somali
Yeah.
Rose.
But hold on, like, but this started happening before the civil war, though. It started happening in the early '80s, and it started happening. There was a Islamic revolution. In Egypt they call it Muslim Brotherhood, right? And in Somalia at the time we call it
Yeah,
Al
because
Ittihad,
they were exiled
Ahwan
from Saudi
Muslimin,
Arabia. Absolutely, because they were exiled from Saudi Arabia in the 70s. The
right?
Saudi Arabians, they try to like, go against, because in the 60s, British people try to change, and say, okay, no slavery, you can't do this, you can't be pure, you can't sell and buy people. So in the 70s, our Saudi people came up with Wahhabi, where they even hijacked the Mecca. They hijacked the
Yeah,
whatchamacallit, yeah. And
yeah, yeah. I read about that one. Yeah,
so
they
now
killed all of them. By the
it's
way,
exactly what happened to
yeah, they,
them. Took these people and they said, okay, they brought them back to their religion, and then the rest they exiled them. Whatever. Some of them ended up going to Afghanistan, and then ended up being the whatever. Uh,
Al
tribe. And then some of them were exiled and like exported to Somalia and became Al Shabaab, and some were exported to
No,
Nigeria,
no, Al Shabaab is
and
new. Al
so
Shabaab
on and
had
so on and so on and so on.
yeah, yeah. So I don't know. I don't know if you guys were, if you guys remember, before the war, but there was there's a new thing that was coming to Somalia, and the Somalis. It was like a foreign thing. The Somalis used to call it Akhwan Muslimin. It was those new guys, the Somali guys that were educated in Egypt. They went to university in Egypt and the Saudi, and they're all like pouring into Somalia. Right before the civil war, and we used to call them Akhwan Muslimin, and also we used to call them Al Ittihad too. They
People
had
used to stay away from them.
madrasas,
People
huh?
used to stay from. People used to stay away from them, like at the
Yeah,
beginning.
at the beginning, people, it was cause it was
Beginning.
a foreign, something that was
Yeah,
different, from what we were accustomed to, right? And the people were staying away from them, and they used to call them Akhwan Muslimin. They used to call them Al Ittihad, all these names, but slowly those people got grip of society, and everybody started following them after the war, because they felt like, when the war happened, they felt like people felt like, okay, well, they were not close enough to the religion. That's why the war happened. That's why everything
No,
happened.
no, no,
So
not only that, not only that, not only that. These guys were always getting funding by these.
of course, yes,
absolutely.
they were agents. They were sent by the Saudis. Saudis is spending billions of dollars. So these guys they changed the whole perception of Islam in Somalia, and not just Somalia, a lot of countries. Like there was a revolution that happened. It also happened in Iran, but that was different as well, because if you remember, in Iran, before '70s, they were just like Somalia. They were very relaxed. You know what I'm saying? They were not as strict as they are today, and a lot of countries in the Middle East were, the same. That's why you had the war in, I think, Lebanon. They had wars in Lebanon too. So this whole revolution happened around '70s and '80s and '90s. And those Saudis, when they getting that oil money, they changed the face of Islam, bro.
Today we were
Yo, why does
here,
this guy
we're
keep
laughing
dropping in and out, man?
at
Honest
this,
question.
we're getting some
Huh?
information. You never know because you
The
had
answer is on the screen, my good sir. This man Wi-Fi broke. That's the thing.
No, but on a serious note, uh, was it the Saudi influence and the money that suddenly turned Somalia from a relatively secular country, especially for the region, into probably the most fundamentalist? I said
Yes,
relatively secular.
yes,
Yes, what
100%.
happened
You
Yes.
know,
is after the
you
war
know,
happened, there was a void. Okay, so that void was filled by Saudi and Qatari funded missions. Okay, that's what happened because Somalia was a pretty secular place before. So
H block. You know, they've been trying to do that here as well.
Yep, yeah, I
okay,
know, I know. They've been trying to do it. They've been
Yeah.
trying to do that in the West,
where's that?
man.
Where's here? Where's Black Lives Matter? Where's here?
Oh,
yeah, yeah, where's here?
H block. Tell them. I'm from
Walk Lives Matter. He's my Habesha brother. He's a good guy, very smart guy. So
No, but
right
it's
now
called
he's just trolling a little
arbization.
bit.
No, no, but
Don't
it's a
don't mind
program.
him.
Wait. Like I don't know. You don't know it now. You know it's a program and it's called arbization. And religion is the type of it's the umbrella that kind of the Trojan horse that it comes in into. But it's basically arbization. Like
and
in
they
20 years,
they usually go to like
change
the
your
rural
name
areas
and
where
they'll
the people are the most
wait.
susceptible to it.
Wait
Okay,
a second. They'll change your names and then they'll change your language. Look at the
yeah.
Sudanese people, and then they'll change your scholars, and then they'll change your history. And the next thing you know, in 100 years, people wouldn't even know you even existed. It will be another Arab country. Like Sudanese people don't even think they're African; they think they're Arab. We're Arab. You feel
Well,
me? They even literally lost their language. They literally hate their other Sudani person just because they're not Arab, because they really think, oh, I am like this is how sick this Arabization will take you. Like just like how now, I was watching the Al Shabaab video that was like I think this guy from Channel 4 had an interview with him, and he said, yeah, he said, what about all the Muslim people? The guy, he's like the head of Al Shabaab, and then they said, like, why are you killing other Somali people? He's like, yeah, because it's against Al Sharia. We don't want democracy. We want Al Sharia. So he's like, but other Somali people are dying. He's like, well, then if it is, that's the problem, then it is. So basically, we're becoming like Sudan. Like Sudan now is two different countries that they're bombing each other, because even if you're Muslim, you're not gonna want people bombing your brothers and sisters, because how long are you gonna say I'm Muslim and then be okay if you see bombing every single day? Like, you're gonna one day say, you know what, Al Shabaab and me are not gonna hang out in the same place, because that's how I left it. That's always how I left Islam.
But how do you guys contend with the fact that the Al Shabaab regions?
Six imams after a big ass bombing in 2017. I asked them, where are these people? Like, they killed over 1,000 Somali people, like my brothers and sisters. They're not Muslim. Mahano. They said, no, 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 no. No, we can't say that. It's haram. We can't say they're not Muslim. Come to find out, they're fundamental Muslim. I was like, no way. I don't want to be where they are. I don't want to be where they want to be, and they're fighting to go and they're dying to be. I'm sorry. I want to be opposite where they want to, like, where these people that they killed and these martyrs. They're the real martyrs, not
So,
them.
Somali Rose,
They're the
Muslim,
murderers,
right?
not Muslims.
Muslims killing Muslims is not a new thing. It also happened right after
Exactly.
the Prophet. Sahaba were
Okay, but how do you guys contend
Muslim.
with the fact that the Al Shabaab controlled regions these days are probably better run than the actual government controlled regions, with the
Yeah,
exception of
this is
Somaliland,
what
of course?
places where mafias run are the best places, because the mafias have a better grip. When you scare the shit out of people, they will usually just be, sheep and do whatever you want. You have guns over your head. Can you even have an opinion? Like, come on now.
Zombified.
Yeah, yeah. What's his name? Prophet Sheen made a good point. Muslims been killing each other right like the moment that the Prophet died. The battle of the Shias and the Sunnis. They
The
killed
Ridda Wars.
five
Yeah.
hundred thousand of Muslims, right? And the Prophet said those when he was alive, the Muslims that were alive, they were the best Muslim generations, and these guys slaughtered themselves. What does that say about Islam?
By the way, free Somali minds. I heard you guys before I came on talking about was it in the Hadith where it said you can discipline your wife? Is right?
Right.
Yeah, it's in the Quran. It's in the Quran. 434.
434.
Yeah. H block.
Yeah, it's in the
I
Quran. You
actually,
you can
I
discipline
actually
your
asked
wife.
my friend. Yeah, I actually asked that same Muslim friend, and he told me it's you have to use a particular tool, and I posted the link of that tool in the private chat. I swear, if you saw it, it wouldn't be that bad. It
But
actually
but
makes
okay,
sense when you
see,
use
okay.
it.
This is look, Abby. Let me say something real quick. So this is not a logic, bro. This is because
I don't know what to say.
look. So the ayah describes if you're not happy with
It's
your
not
wife.
really that
Free
bad.
Somali minds, please
No,
show it, man. Please
wait.
show it, bro.
No,
It
no,
makes sense
no,
once you see it.
man.
I
Are
swear.
you listening to this? He said it's not really that bad if you really look at it.
Yeah, but because okay, see the whole thing doesn't make sense when Muslims say, "Oh, you used to
But you know
use
how
like a two."
disrespectful it is to get a stick to beat a woman. Like, I would rather you punch me in the face than to go. Like, come on now. That is so disrespectful. For you to say this, and you speak in English, I know that you know what domestic violence is. To say that, I know you're not
Can you
Muslim.
guys just look at the link? For God's sake, please just look at the link. I swear
Stop.
it makes sense. Just look at the link.
What makes sense? Tell me what makes sense in somebody explaining what type of tool you need to use to be
No,
violent
Rose,
against a
Rose.
woman.
This guy is such a troll that he posted some spank pads and like BDSM stuff, saying it's not that bad. And so basically, he's taking the angle that this is the whole thing is sexual, right?
It's just BDMS, bro. It's
Yeah, it's
BDMS.
just BDMS. Yeah. So
Allah wants you to spice up your sex life, bro. Come on, man.
okay, that's that's an argument.
You're done. You're
Hey,
done.
that's that's a good way to look at it,
Yo,
though.
you guys ruined the joke, man. I swear, Somali minds, you should have just put it on the screen, man. You ruined the joke.
Man, you can do it on your own channel, man. Hold up. Al Kebab, welcome, Al Kebab. Can you
What's
hear us?
happening, bro? I'm coming to roast you little niggas. What's happening?
I love the attitude already. How you doing, man?
What's
What are
happening,
your
bro?
thoughts? What are your thoughts on the subject, bro?
I don't even know what the subject is, bro.
There's an avalanche of apostasy in the Somali community. That's
Avalanche.
the. Uh
Fucking hell. Summer out here. I ain't seen no avalanche.
huh. Okay.
Well, are we
Well, we're just having a
on without
conversation.
even knowing what's going on? What's going on today?
I don't know. Uh,
Is that a
did you have
bad thing?
something to say? Did you have something to say, El Kebab?
No, I was just listening.
Ah, okay, cool, cool, cool. So yeah, so he was just listening. Yeah, it's interesting that we've come this way, and personally believe that in this new era of information, there's no more hiding this stuff, and the most sincere person will not shy away from the proof that are presented to them. Today we saw that our friend Mo came and said he was going to come back and discuss this further, and he never did, and that's because he just does not have what it takes to make us believe in the mental gymnastics that needs to take place in order for this to go on. Now, I'm coming at it from a place that still respects it as part of my history, because I can't deny that. But I'm also really, really wanting to have the right to evolve Tamaha and have a new Somali Nimo and what it means and kind of refining ourselves. I think that's what I would say. And this avalanche, it's not a surprise. I think Dusty, you said it best. Everybody's got access to the internet. Everybody's got access to social media. There's no more of hide and go seek, where only a couple of chefs would have the truth, right?
Yeah,
Looks like
exactly. I mean, do you remember back in the days before the internet, all our knowledge of Islam, we got it from a Jummah prayer. We go to the Jummah prayer, we listen to khutbah for like for like 1 hour before the actual prayer, and these guys can tell us whatever they want. No one will research. There was a lot. I remember there was a lot of anti-Semitism. I always used to be like, man, why do they hate the Jews so much? Like everything is about the Jews. Even my father used to be like, they're the enemies of Islam. There's the enemies of Allah. Like I always used to wonder when I was little, why? What did these guys do? Now I remember it's so political. Islam is ideology. Arabs are using others to turn against the Jews because they have the problem with the Jews. We have no problem with the Jews. They never came to Somalia and killed people. Why should we hate them? You know what I'm saying?
exactly. So they
So
made you have the same agenda as Allah
as
or
the
your
Arabs,
God.
yes. When you
Exactly.
become a
Which is
Muslim, you have to choose a side. It's like a Bloods and Crips. The Crips are the Jews. The Arabs are the Bloods. So the Arabs are recruiting everybody in the world to Islam, basically to their side, and trying to turn against the Jews. So when you look at Muslims like in Nigeria or like Muslims like in Kazakhstan, they have no relation with Jewish people and they hate Jewish people. Like it doesn't make sense to me.
that's it. That's it. Someone else's agenda. Look, we can talk about this till the cows come home. I'm about to wrap it up, so I just wanted to give each of you a minute to say what you wanted to say. We'll start with you, Kazo, and I want to thank you, Kazo, for streaming this on your channel as well. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you. So go ahead,
Yeah,
Kazo.
yeah, no problem, no problem. I think actually, one thing about discussions like this, I don't know what happened to Mo, but I want us to be accurate and also honest about the points that are made because sometimes when you ask some people about specific things about the Quran, they they don't actually say the truth. And I think without the truth, it's really hard because you can defend yourself without having to lie. And yeah, that's it.
Facts, facts. Thank you so much, Dusty. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, bro. I'm just enjoying and seeing how Islam is falling apart finally. But the problem is like a lot of people, in Somalia or like Muslim majority countries, they don't have the luxury to live Islam. Even a lot of them are I know are classic apostates. You know what I mean? I
Right.
actually talked to used to talk to one group that were Somali Christians. Mostly they were Somali Bantus. There were Somali Christians that were still back in Somalia. I was in their WhatsApp group. Those people they were like worshiping Christianity in secret, and they were doing all this. And if anybody finds out,
Mm,
they'll all be dead. You know what I'm saying? So we
yeah,
have the luxury here in the West. Like we can see Islam for what it is. We can live Islam. We can talk about it. But a lot of people don't have that luxury, especially back home.
absolutely. You're absolutely right about that. Thank you so much for joining us today, Dusty Philosopher. Wah Believer, go ahead, bro. What are your thoughts?
I really want to talk a lot, but it's fine anyway. I would say, you know what, like I've got this idea, right? I'm still like to Somalis or to all of my mates, I'm still Muslim, so I'm still like I'm not declared my views or my beliefs. But what I do is, yeah, I share informations like real informations and about videos to people criticizing Islam and stuff like that, and I share to them and have the like debates. While sometimes even they kind of like not confused, but what was the word? Like we're I don't know what do you say that word.
They got their suspicious. They just
Yeah,
find you
suspicious
suspicious.
about me
Mhm.
and stuff. So, but I still sent it and then have debates about them and stuff. But like some of them actually, like they begin to start to ask themselves, why is this? Why is this? And I've seen a lot of Somalis, a lot of people actually just they follow the religion because of their families and stuff. So
Yeah,
please, like share with them like criticism about Islam, the bad side of Islam, everything. Share with your friends and stuff. With it in low
yeah.
key. I mean, if you're not scared. I mean, so keep doing that, keep having lives and stuff, keep being active on social media and stuff. Yeah, that's it, mate. Cool, thank
Thank
you.
you so very much for joining us today as well. And this is it, right? And I find issue with the fact that we got to tell you, you'll be safe. You can, spread the word and talk your, we got to talk, but be safe. Your safety. The fact that I'm talking about your safety in the 21st century and that you're speaking and your speech is not protected, it's crazy to me. And I don't know why our people are just not seeing that basic fact, regardless of what they believe in. Somali Rose, go ahead, Rolalo.
Oh wow, thank you for each and every person that came to this stream, Yakayo, and especially Walk Queen. Thank you so much, Abaya. I just wanted to say, like, we're here. Don't think that you're all alone. Yeah, and the avalanche, it also contains you, and we're gonna be okay. Don't live in a lie. Don't lie to yourself, and don't worry just because you have to lie to them temporarily. This is only temporary because I know a lot of people. It's not just you. A lot of people find out the truth. A lot of people waking up to that. Especially like the things we're talking about. Like now we know better. God is not evil. We're away from danger now. Especially if you're young, I don't think that you should come out about it and be you know out the closet. But if you're capable, I think that, you should like help yourself, like start healing your inner child, work on yourself, work on what it is, because there's a lot of stuff like we need to deprogram ourselves. Because I used to hate I am and I didn't know why I hated it. I was like, oh my god, I'm programmed. I used to hate gay people. I'm like, why do I hate gay people? I'm like, why I'm programmed? We were so there's so many like junk. Yeah, I mean, we need a lot of deprogramming. All I'm telling you that I am here for you, and this channel, for people that don't have anywhere to go and don't have any.
Thank
No, I don't see. There's a lot of people. I'm like, I don't hear it like before you. I didn't know that there's people that thought this thing was weird. Or Somali.
yeah.
So really, I thank you guys for coming, and I hope that one day we'll have like a voice, yani, you know what I mean, and we don't have to be in the shadow and hide and be and feel guilty and all that. And the avalanche will be somebody, people that are respected, and have a seat at the table. That's all I want to say. Thank you so much for allowing me to be on
Thank
this
you.
panel.
Thank you so very much, Somali Rose Walalo. And I just want to say, just to kind of close up on a high note, Mo said, guys, sorry, it took me a long time. Something personal came up, and inshallah, I will be on the next. Look, Mo, nothing but love to you, brother. You welcome here anytime to talk things out. I think as long as we're talking, we're not killing each other because we've done enough of that as Somalis. So my whole point is let's just elevate, man. Let's try to elevate together and see where we can go from here. I want to thank the panel today. It was a great day. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us all. And as I always say, Somalimo until we demo. Till the next time.